of Liberty.
Our country is strong. A great people has been moved to defend a great nation. Terrorist attacks can shake the foundations of our biggest buildings, but they cannot touch the foundation of America.
In the councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex.
Inherently and historically oppose a secret society.
We, as Americans, have the capacity now, as we've had in the
decided
past,
long ago
to do whatever needs to be done
and unwarranted
to preserve this last and greatest bastion of freedom.
Far outweigh the dangers
in this present crisis,
justify it.
government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem.
Welcome back to Embers of Liberty. I just took a huge drag of helium, so this is going to be a fun show.
Passes out.
What the fuck are you looking at, bitch? It's been a hot minute.
It's been 1 week.
Shizme, probably.
The hottest minute.
The hottest minute that's ever been had, probably. It's been a long time. Don't ignore the Fortnite balloon. We had a son's birthday party today. It was a bigly event. Joe was there. Kate was there. Kate's here.
Damn, that drag lasted a minute.
First off, this is just my Trump voice. It's not the helium. So you are bigly stupid. Probably the dumbest.
Okay.
Shizme. See, this is the difference. This is the helium Trump. That was just regular Trump. Okay? Probably. Get you some of that. All right, bitch.
No.
All right, well, it's been a minute. We're back. And boy, howdy, have things gotten real.
Remember how we said things were going to get worse? Well, we're in the worst.
They got real yee real quick.
Oh, yeah.
And I got news for you. Don't fucking mess with Texas.
No.
Now, I do want to make this apparent at the very beginning of the show. This will be the last show for 2 weeks. Again, I will be out of town next week, so there will be no show next week. But after that, it should go back to pretty much business as usual. After the beginning of after Christmas time, we had everybody got sick. I fought a sinus infection for like 2 weeks. Kate had a sinus infection. Yeah, 3 weeks, really.
Beth
Joe's
had the
wife
Rona last week.
Had COVID. It's been hell on earth. But we're back. We're locked. We're loaded. We're ready to go. Now, Joe, how was your time away from the show?
You know, I'm glad to be back. That's
we're not in a hurry, so you can...
I can elaborate.
Here's the thing.
Stick and twist it! Oh my god, dude, this is an MMA fight, dude. It's too much.
Anyway, I didn't show prep at all because I knew that we were basically going to talk about the primaries, Trump, Texas. That's basically all that's been going on.
Pretty much, I have come to realize that my ass cannot stay in the house for extended periods of time, or I might end up like Jack Nicholson in Cabin Fever,
or in The Shining.
Yeah, in The Shining. That's what I meant. Yeah. If I stay in the house for too long,
I thought you were gonna say John Cena.
I'm gonna disappear.
Yeah. If you're watching and you're not from around where we're from,
aka Propes.
There was a huge ice event that happened last week. Kept all of us out of work pretty much all week. I went into work one day last week, and it was...
I did not even go in one day.
Treacherous just getting there. So, yeah. That's what Joe's referring to. Being cooped up in the house.
I mean, because I even I could have went out in my shop and done something, but it was so cold.
It was frigid.
And I ran out of propane keeping the dog warm.
Yeah.
Because I put him up in the shop to keep him, out of the elements.
Yeah.
And it would heat up the room that he was in with a propane heater, and then I would shut it off, and then have the heat lamp, and I had like a little electric heater, a little one I put right beside his kennel, and had tried to keep him as warm as I could, and he had like a blanket and stuff in there.
Because we actually do care about our animals,
believe it or not.
But that animal, it's not an inside dog.
No, and we put him in here last year when we had that freeze, and he pooped in the floor once and peed in the floor probably twice. So, yeah, he's an outside dog. He's just really hyper. So he's outside dog.
He's a healer. So
yeah,
he's got a little bluey.
Yep. And
what should I care? Nice parking job, Rita.
Thanks, Janet. We're a Bluey house, if you couldn't tell.
Oh, we're a Bluey house too.
We fucking love Bluey.
Matter of fact, that's what the boys watched there and back to the party today.
On me beans.
Oh man,
it was a good time, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I was happy to go back to work.
Oh yeah, me too.
Like I've never in my life been happy to go back to work, and I was happy to go.
It's rare that I'm excited to go back to work, but I was really ready to get out of the fucking house.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it, but it was.
I literally so our living room TV is broke, right?
Ugh.
So all I did the whole week was switch with Beth back and forth. Like she would come to the bedroom to watch TV. I'd come and sit at the computer and do things.
Yep.
She would come sit at the computer and do things. I'd go to the bedroom and watch TV, like back and forth, like the whole time.
That's fucking crazy. Anyway, all right. So
how was your week, Justin?
Well, Jocelyn came down and
not week. How was your month?
Spent some time with the kiddo. Got sick while she was here with like just a head cold, and then
was that sinus infection?
It turned into a sinus infection.
That was the time you were yelling at me, right? I was asking about y'all's date, and you were like, "I don't want to talk about it." And I'm like, "Why?" Because you.
No, that was after.
It
was because he was hungover, wasn't it?
No,
I felt like shit. So the head cold festered and turned into a sinus infection. Sinus infection got bad enough that I actually went to the doctor. I got a steroid shot and got put on antibiotics. They prescribed me the wrong antibiotics, so the entire time we were frozen in, my sinus infection is just getting worse. And then finally, last Friday, I got her to take me to the urgent care again. They gave me another steroid shot, put me on a steroid Z-Pack, and then put me on the right antibiotic, and now I'm much better. So it's been a hell of a 3 weeks. And then, as stated, next week I'm going to be out of town, and then, we'll be back to business as usual.
Very nice. So, Kate, how was your weekend? Or weekend? Why do I keep saying that?
Because normally it's a weekly thing.
How was your month? How was your break?
It was good. We had the boys' birthday parties.
Oh, yeah. We had all 3 boys' birthday parties. We had the twins while Jocelyn was here.
Yeah, we just did a family thing since she was here. And then today was Luke's at what he calls the trampolinium.
Trampolinium.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what he calls it.
That's actually a cool name.
Probst asked Bluey, question mark. Yes, it is a...
we are Blue Houses.
It's a Disney children's show.
It's not a Disney show. It's just on Disney Plus.
Okay, whatever.
Luckily, it's not a Disney show.
It's actually a pretty good children's show.
It's an Australian children's show. It's the Blue Dog of the new generation.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it's actually not woke.
It's not woke at all, which I really enjoy. It's a really good show.
And they put stuff in it for the parents to find funny too. Like parents, it's actually
a kid and parent show together. You can enjoy it together.
This is one of the only children's cartoons that I've ever enjoyed watching with the kids.
There's sometimes I do find myself just sitting and watching Bluey.
I will legit just watch Bluey by myself. I don't even need the kids.
Yeah,
I won't watch it by myself.
Awesome. It's hilarious.
Sometimes when they leave, if their dad comes to pick them up on the weekend and it's playing, we'll
just sit there and watch it for the next 2 hours, and
of course, there's what the fuck are we doing? That make me cry, and
the Jean-Luc episode.
I know that one, and then the universe one where Bingo's asleep and she's dreaming about the universe.
Yeah.
See, See,
it's a good show.
This whole time, I thought Bluey was a boy. Too.
See, the first
A lot
couple
of
times we
people
watched
did.
it, we thought Bluey was a boy too. I knew Bingo was a girl,
Right.
but I didn't realize Bluey was a boy until I forgot what episode it was. I was like, oh, that's a girl.
Yep.
So
Anyway,
yeah, no, other than that, it was good. Had a good week off from work, ready to go back. I stayed with the kids
and then she complained the entire week after she went back about
all
work.
the things I had to do at work, and yeah, it's a my job.
And
Oh,
we had an extravagant date night.
We did.
Dude, I was impressed to see this man eating fancy food.
I know.
First off,
impressed.
it was just Italian food. Shut the fuck up.
But it was fancy looking. Like it was plated well.
Yeah, it costs.
I will say
it costs a lot too because somebody got 2 entrees,
You told me I can have whatever I wanted.
and then the second one did exactly what I thought it was going to
Don't
do.
say
Sat in
I
the
can have
fucking
whatever I
fridge
want, and then
and
no,
didn't
I
get
ate
eaten.
it.
When?
I ate on it.
When?
The next morning.
Oh, okay.
I didn't eat the whole thing, but I ate on it.
Uh-huh.
Hey, when you say she can have whatever she wants,
She
You
got what she
told me.
wanted.
You got what you wanted to.
I did.
what'd you get?
None of your business.
If you say spaghetti, I'm gonna slap you.
Dude, I had lasagna. What are you fucking talking about?
Okay, it's better. Let's say who goes to a
But-
Italian place to get spaghetti.
We ate at Amerigo, then we went bowling, and then we went and had margaritas, and it was a good night.
Where'd you get margaritas at?
What's that place called?
Well, we usually go to La Fuente in Meridianville, but they were closed, so we went to Las Trojas
Las
on
Trojas.
University.
Yeah.
'Cause they
I
were
had
open till
I had a
11.
peach papaya or a peach and papaya frozen margarita. It was really good.
I had a pineapple mango, peach mango, something like
I don't
that.
know.
I can't remember.
Regardless, it was delicious. And then last night we went and ate Mexican again, and we went to La Fuente in Meridianville, and I had a blue raspberry frozen margarita that was nowhere near as good as the first one that I
He was
had
about
there.
ready to fight a Canadian.
And I was ready to fight a fucking Canadian
Why?
because he's a fucking Canadian.
He
That's
was very
why.
obnoxious.
He was a very obnoxious fucking Canadian.
Oh yeah, we pay 6 cents a gallon.
Oh, we pay
to
6 cents
treat
a
the
gallon to
roads.
treat the roads. Yeah, well, you
I
get
look
taxed
at-
like a bitch.
I
Fuck
look
off.
over because they're sitting on this side of me, and I look over at Justin, and he's just. I'm like, dude, stop.
I wanted to go punch him in the face so fucking bad.
He's like, yeah, he's a pussy for drinking vodka and Sprite. And I looked at him, I was like, as you slip your blue raspberry margarita.
No. Margaritas, believe it or not.
I don't think margaritas really count as a bitch drink.
No,
Now,
no.
Vodka and Sprite, that's a bitch drink. You're a bitch.
Because margaritas have tequila in it, and tequila is a man drink. Not a man drink, but it's a manly. It's in the manly
It was
realm.
blue
Regardless.
raspberry. It was just funny.
Regardless, the dude was fucking obnoxious.
But yeah, who drinks vodka and Sprite? Like,
Listen,
that's just,
I could hear that motherfucker talking too
psychopath.
loud on his cell phone from the fucking parking lot, and he wasn't even in the building yet.
I bet my brother drinks vodka and Coke.
wait.
I don't want
My
no.
biological brother.
Nope.
Yeah, he likes to drink vodka and Coke. You know what's sad is my grandfather used to drink that too.
That's just.
Wrong.
Personally, I like the alcohol burn. That's why I like tequila and whiskey.
Anywho,
Not together. That would be like, oh,
But
God.
tequila's the one. You know how you have that one alcohol you can't, like, you can drink, but you really probably shouldn't drink because you do
Tequila.
stupid shit. It's
Tequila. Yeah. Tequila.
It's tequila for
it's
me.
definitely tequila. Or
Lord.
any alcohol. Anyway.
That
so-
night that I think what was it that night that it was a long time ago. It was before way before you, Kate. It was back when me and Beth lived in Huntsville. Like I pre-gamed on like a shot or two of tequila. Bad idea.
A shot or two.
I can attest to this. It was a bad idea.
Weak.
Oh, dude, like
Joe
no,
was a lightweight.
it don't. I'm
He's
still a lightweight.
but he
Well,
was a
we
major
should-
lightweight back
We
then.
used to go out and drink with Marines, so.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah. Anyway.
Pre-game is like a bottle before we go.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it was a
Okay,
lot.
so weeks are covered. It's time to talk freedom things.
There it goes. Lag.
That was a delay.
Fucking weird. Anywho,
Also,
okay.
welcome,
so,
ropes. We never said welcome, so welcome.
Oh yeah, because it was in the middle of the beginning when it started. Anyway, I do want to note this is a live show Saturday nights, about 8 o'clock. We stream on YouTube and Rumble, and then you can catch the playbacks or you can listen on Spotify. If you haven't, like the stream, leave a comment, smash that like button,
smash it,
and then click that thumbs up button. You'll always be notified when we go live. Again, no show next week, so back to it.
I left out one thing about the party today. Me and Beth were talking on the way home about how you two make a really good couple and y'all are good parents together.
We are. We really are.
Can you shut the fuck up? It's time to do the show.
You know what? That was... Where the fuck's my button? What the fuck is wrong with this?
There's nothing wrong with it.
Did you mash a button?
Oh, we never put... Don't be a duck.
No. Hey.
What are you doing?
Get your bum
bad boy.
It's a unicorn. Run.
He has a bald eagle on his wrapped around his neck.
And he has a looks like a bow and arrow sticky.
Bed. No,
you have to go
to bed.
You have to go ask your mother. Go ask your mother.
Go ask mommy. Go ask your mother.
Oh my God! Never a dull moment in this place.
We all turned around and we're like,
he had one of those sticky bow and arrows on his
and he keeps sticking
forehead.
it on his fucking forehead.
And he's saying, "I'm a unicorn." And he's had
why should I care?
And he had a bald eagle wrapped around his neck.
But that is freedom. That's
giving
majestic freedom.
Giving him America.
That's majestic and freedomy.
Anyway, so if you haven't been paying attention,
we're going to war with the government. Probably.
Texas has been ordered to allow Border Patrol agents to cut the razor wire. And everybody thinks that Texas is defying the Supreme Court order now because... Okay, let's back up. Okay, so Governor Abbott of Texas deployed the National Guard to Eagle Pass, Texas, and some other hot border areas.
After declaring after invoking the invasion clause or something like that.
Not sure exactly what he invoked. Regardless, basically said the federal government is abdicating its duty to protect the sovereignty of the nation, and it is the state's duty and constitutional authority to do so themselves. Deployed the National Guard, kicked the Border Patrol agents out, and said, we're going to fucking do it ourselves, because don't mess with Texas. So, fast forward a little bit, the Biden administration, because it's the Biden administration, sued to stop Governor Abbott from being able to do this. Now, what they're going to tell you is that the order said that Texas needed to cease and desist, blah, 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 blah. That's not exactly what it said. The Supreme Court basically said that it is within the federal government's legal authority to cut the razor wire that Governor Abbott's National Guard had placed at the border. It didn't say Texas has to stop. It didn't say that Texas has broken any laws. It didn't say anything about Texas. All it said was they can cut the razor wire. So, Governor Abbott said, fuck you.
Eat a dick.
Thank you, Joe. And basically said, we're going to keep doing what we're doing and defending our border because Joe Biden's not going to. Will you pull up the letter that Governor Abbott sent to the Biden administration? You just have to Google it. Letter from Abbott.
ABBOTT.
Yep.
To Biden.
It's not that one. Go to the images. I think it's that one. Nope, that is... super old.
Scientists.
Go back. Type in January 27th.
Also, has Governor Abbott always been in a wheelchair?
No, he was injured in a freak accident. I believe this is it.
I was just wondering. I saw a video of him the other day, and I
shit.
didn't know.
Nope, that's not it. Hold on.
It's just not working.
We're frozen.
Oh my god. I'm so tired of this computer.
It might just be. Oh, wait, there we go.
There we go. It's just because of all the tabs that are open, I think. Change it to Abbott's statement.
Abbott's statement to Biden.
Hold on. I'm just going to put it in the show notes real quick. Oh my god. All right, it's in the show notes. All right, now zoom just a smidge. It was January 24th, sorry. And throw that up on the screen. So, Governor Greg Abbott on January 24th, 2024, the federal government has broken the compact between the United States and the states. The executive branch of the United States has a constitutional duty to enforce federal laws protecting states, including immigration laws on the books right now. President Biden has refused to enforce those laws and has even violated them. The result is that he has smashed records for illegal immigration. Despite having been put on notice in a series of letters, one of which I delivered to him by hand, President Biden has ignored Texas's demand that he perform his constitutional duties. President Biden has violated his oath to faithfully execute immigration laws enacted by Congress instead of prosecuting immigrants for the federal crime of illegal entry. President Biden has sent his lawyers into federal courts to sue Texas for taking action to secure the border. President Biden has instructed his agencies to ignore the federal statutes that mandate the detention of illegal immigrants. The effect is to illegally allow their en masse parole into the United States. By wasting taxpayer dollars to tear open Texas's border security infrastructure, President Biden has enticed illegal immigrants away from the 28 legal entry points along this state's southern border, bridges where nobody drowns, and into the dangerous waters of the Rio Grande. Under President Biden's lawless border policies, more than 6 million illegal immigrants have crossed our southern border in just 3 years. That is more than the population of 33 different states in this country. This illegal refusal to protect the states has inflicted unprecedented harm on the people all across the United States. James Madison, Alexander Hamilton, and the other visionaries who wrote the U.S. Constitution foresaw that the states should not be left to the mercy of a lawless president who does nothing to stop external threats like cartels smuggling millions of illegal immigrants across the border. That is why the framers included both Article 4, Section 4, which promises the federal government shall protect each state against invasion, and Article 1, Section 10, Clause 3, which acknowledges the state's sovereign interest in protecting their borders. Arizona versus United States, 567 U.S. 387, 419, 2012, Scalia J. dissenting.
Say that 10 times fast.
Yeah, right. The failure of the Biden administration to fulfill the duties imposed by Article 4, Section 4 has triggered Article 1, Section 10, Clause 3, which reserves to this state the right of self-defense. For these reasons, I've declared an invasion under Article 1, Section 10, Clause 3 to invoke Texas's constitutional authority to defend and protect itself. That authority is the supreme law of the land and supersedes any federal statutes to the contrary. The Texas National Guard, the Texas Department of Public Safety, and other Texas personnel are acting on that authority, as well as state law, to secure the Texas border. All I can think of when I read this is that scene in Harry Potter when Professor McGonagall sees them out, and she's like, "Why is it always you three?
Yeah.
Why is it always Texas?" Because Texas don't give a shit. Because Texas is the only one that really has a leg to stand on here. At the end of the day, everything in that statement is true. Like, the things that are happening at the border are the doing of the Biden administration. We didn't have this problem under Trump. We didn't have this problem when Remain in Mexico was a thing. We didn't have this problem when Title 42 was keeping people out because of COVID. Everything that the Biden administration is doing is not working. Now, the Biden administration is going to sit there and try to tell you, well, on day one, we put forward legislation that Republicans, no, you put forward.
I'm sorry, was Black Debbie just here?
Yeah, basically. You put forward a piece of legislation that was a shit sandwich and you expected everybody to take a bite. I'm sorry, but we're not biting. We don't want it. All of this puts the Biden administration in an extremely hard situation because there have been a lot of Democrats calling for Biden to federalize the Texas National Guard. Because that's a great look. Federalize the Texas National Guard and reopen the border.
The only time that that's happened is the Civil War and during the Civil Rights Movement. Yep. Those two times were the only times that it was actually a good thing, though, too.
Here's the thing. I don't want a civil war. But if the Biden administration is going to pick a civil war...
Click, clack, Molika.
All right. Because at the end of the day, it's not a war that they're going to win. When you look at the United States military, they swore an oath to defend the Constitution of the United States. President Biden's not doing that. Any order that he gives to attack anybody in Texas over securing the border is an unlawful order.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to follow it. And being that we're a all-volunteer military force, I highly doubt that anyone would follow that order. It's getting out of hand.
That's where I see the...
excuse me.
The water boiling over. If they federalize the National Guard, you're going to have some National Guard members that listen, and you're going to have some National Guard members that say hell no.
I think the majority are going to be on the hell no camp.
I know, but I'm saying you are going to have some that are saying, well, we're going to listen to him. He's the president, right? So my question is, the day that happens, what the hell is going to happen? Would you say that's day one of Civil War? I mean, pretty much.
I think the second that Biden tries to federalize the National Guard is the end. Like that's the end of it right there. That's where it starts. That's where it ends. I don't think it goes very far, especially in this day and age. I don't think that the military is going to fight United States citizens. So I think it turns into a bloodless coup for the most part. You may have a couple of hot spots here and there, but at the end of the day, I don't think that it's going to get bloody. I think it's going to be more of a cold civil war than anything, and that's something that Dan Bongino has been talking about a lot here the past 2 or 3 weeks, is the cold civil war that's coming. And this border showdown is just further proof that there is a cold civil war starting. Because at this point, you have Texas doing the right thing for America, for Texas. And you have the Biden administration saying, "No, come on, man. Just let them in. Come on, man. Just let them in, man." And then you have Trump over on the side going, "They're both gay."
No, he's over there.
I'm gonna come.
Yeah, basically. And at the end of the day, I don't see a way out of this for the Biden administration that doesn't lose him a large portion of his voter base. Because even among Democrats, immigration is a top priority issue on the ballot. Like that, it's one of the things that everybody actually gives a shit about. And whether it's easing the path to get into the United States, which I think it should be easy and cheap to get here if you want to come here.
Right.
I've said that over and over again.
And I feel like that's where we're in the middle. Like, because here we are with all this immigration stuff going on. And I'm like, well, why is it so hard just to say, come here legally and we're going to make it cheap and easy for you?
Yeah. I think the problem more arises from the other nations that don't want their people to come here.
Well, I mean, rightly so. They want them to stay there because...
Yeah, but when you're living in a shithole...
Right.
What do you expect? You know,
right.
If you're not doing anything to help, especially like Mexico.
Here's the other aspect to this. How many of these people are actually coming here because of where they're coming from is a shithole, or how many of them's coming here because they're moving into sleeper cells in the United States?
Well, and that's the other issue that I was going to touch on too, because there's video of a guy in Texas crossing the border. He's clearly Middle Eastern, and someone filmed him saying, "You don't know who I am yet, but you will."
That's freaky.
And then a bunch of internet sleuths, as internet sleuths do, figured out who he was, and he is a terrorist that hates America, that wants to do damage to America. And the other part is that there are a lot of fighting age men coming by themselves.
Right.
It's not just families. It's not women with a kid. It's not fathers with a child. It's fighting aged men from America hating countries,
right,
that are coming across that border en masse.
Now, granted, some of them, the way, you know, they're what people need to realize is outside of America, a lot of countries are still more in a traditional mindset of the men do the work and blah, blah, blah. So a lot of them are going to be men coming here to work and send money back home. I do not think the majority of them are bad people coming here. I think a lot of them are trying to get here to do work, but they're not doing it the right way.
Right. And then, you know, the other, an argument that I've seen that I wholeheartedly disagree with is, you know, well, who's going to pick our food if not the illegal immigrants?
And that's, to me, that's a racist
first off
statement.
Illegal immigrants shouldn't be picking our food.
No.
To begin with, because they shouldn't be here.
We should not be hiring illegal immigrants.
And anybody who's found to have been hiring illegal immigrants should lose their ability to do business and go to jail.
And should pay fines.
Lots of fines. Because at the end of the day, we have minimum wage laws that you're circumventing. So you're breaking the law there. You're hiring undocumented illegals. You're breaking the law there. I'm sorry, but, you know, if your argument is that who's going to pick our food, you need to find a better fucking argument, because that's not going to fucking fly with me.
Somebody that's actually in that area of work, I've talked to farmers that hire people from other countries and they do it in a legal way. What they do is they get visas to come here and work through a work program, a legal work program. And what they do is during growing season and harvest season, they come here from Mexico. They work. But the thing is the farmer is required to house them.
Yep.
And provide them with transport. Like, there's rules. Like, you have to treat these people well.
Yeah.
And you have to. You even have to pay them, I think, like a relatively fair
decent
wage.
Yeah.
And I think you had to at least pay a minimum wage.
But so what you're saying makes a lot of sense, but the way that it's going to be construed in Congress is that, oh, these are just illegal immigrants that are picking our food. And that's the problem. A lot of people are going to be dishonest about the actual truth of the matter as to how the food is being picked.
Right.
They're not going to tell you what you just said. They're going to tell you, well, it's illegal immigrants that pick all your food.
But they're not.
But it's probably a good combination of the two.
Right. Now they're but for the most part, they're not all out there illegal. Like, there's a lot of farmers using this work program to bring in help because
and that's commendable,
right? Because nobody here in the United States wants to do that type of work no more. The average age of a farmer is like 64.
Yeah,
that's one reason I'm getting into it. Because man, talk about this one day. You know, if ain't nobody doing it and I'm doing it,
yeah,
I'm gonna charge y'all $5 for an ear of corn.
They make a lot of money that way. So, you know, fast forward a little bit further and you get into the Supreme Court decision. The Supreme Court said, again, they can cut the wire. They didn't say Texas can't put any more out. They didn't say Texas is doing anything illegal. They didn't say any of that shit.
Literally two guys standing there, one retying it, one cutting it, one retying it, one cutting it.
Why?
It's a constant battle.
It's a battle for who loses interest first.
Yep.
Now, I would actually like to see a video of that.
I'm telling you, it'd be funny.
Here's the thing. So, again, Biden is in between a rock and a hard place at this point because if you federalize the National Guard, you're basically saying, I don't give a shit about what the states think. I don't give a shit what anybody thinks. These illegal immigrants are going to be allowed in. If you don't federalize the National Guard, then Texas keeps doing what it's doing. And Texas is going to win that fight. So what does President Biden do in this situation? Now, I've seen where he posted something on Twitter about a fucking bipartisan immigration bill that would allow him to immediately close the border, and that's what he would do if it was passed. Bullshit. You would not. Don't fucking lie to us. We hate it when you lie to us. Okay? The American people, a large part of them may be dumb, but they're not that dumb. Okay? We know what you're doing. Anybody who's paid any tiny bit of attention knows exactly what the fuck you're doing.
Yep.
You hate this country. You hate everything that it stands for. You have been the most wherever the wind blows politician in the history of wherever the wind blows politicians. You're a plagiarist. You're a fraud. Dude, nobody fucking trusts you. Nobody. Literally, nobody.
By the way, I just checked YouTube, and I'm pretty sure we're getting algoed hard tonight.
I'm sure we are. I don't give a shit.
We have one viewer.
Yeah, it's probably
post. We never have to have just one viewer.
Nope.
Unless it's like a football
night. Pretty rare. But also, we have been gone for like a month.
Well, I told Malik about it, so.
Word.
But I'm saying, we never have just one viewer. Yeah. Unless it's a football night.
Well, it is what it is. I'm not worried about it.
I know. I'm just saying.
We've been gone for about a month, and now we're back, and it's, it's whatever.
We're back, bitches.
We in this bitch.
I'm gonna come.
Oh, I thought you were about to. Yeah. Listen to that noise gate.
So,
hey, $20, man.
What?
Said, hey, $20, $20.
You said, what does anything have to do with $20?
You said gay, and I said, hey, $20 is $20.
$20 is $20.
What is $20? What are we using? $20
you don't know that joke?
No.
How many people talk? $20 is $20.
I understand what you're trying to say.
I don't understand why you're confused.
I don't know the joke though. Oh, you want me to tell you a funny story?
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm kind of retarded.
I like funny stories.
So there was a man and a woman, Ted and Nancy, and they met on a singles cruise, right?
Oh my God.
Is this the birds and the bees story?
No, let me finish. Ted and Nancy met on the singles cruise, okay? Yep, everything was going great. I mean, when Ted met Nancy, he fell head over heels for her, okay? And then after they were talking for a while, they realized that they lived in the same town and actually right down the street from each other. So when they got back from the cruise, Ted called Nancy, and basically they started dating. Well, about a week, 2 weeks into it, Ted takes Nancy out to a really nice fancy restaurant. He says, look, when I met you, I fell head over heels in love with you. I knew you were the one, yada, yada, yada. So before I pull this box out of my coat, I need to ask you a life-changing question. I need for you to understand that I love golf. My life is 100% golf. I eat, breathe, sleep, golf. That's all I do, okay? He goes, if that's going to be a problem, I need to know so we can end it right now. And Nancy took a deep breath. She goes, no, that won't be a problem, but I need for you to know that the last 5 years...
Nope, you're skipping a part.
I skip a part. That's okay. That's perfectly fine because I love golf too, so that's not going to be a problem. But I do also need for you to know something really important about me. For the last 5 years, I have been a hooker. And Ted just sat there and he goes, well, it's probably because you're not keeping your wrist straight. No? Okay.
Joe doesn't golf.
I get it, though.
A hook? Like the ball hooks?
Yeah.
Okay, well, whatever.
Oh, that... I like fake.
I'll be honest.
I get it. I get it.
I'm kind of retarded.
No, that was painful. Where is...
Shut up.
That's pretty funny, though. That is funny. That's just not a... That's just a good old knee slapper.
Anywho.
Stupid.
So...
All right, I'm going to go take a bath with my toaster.
So, Joe, what do you think happens here?
I mean, it's hard to say. Like you said, could have that cold Civil War deal. Or we may wake up tomorrow and be like, hey, shots fired at the border between Border Patrol agents or between federal agents and Texas National Guard. I mean, at this point, it's kind of a coin flip, I think. It's kind of like the whole Russia situation. We don't actually freaking know what's actually going to happen until it happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I agree with that.
All I know is that I want to get in better shape because I need to. Because this is either way. This is not. I don't think this is a good precedent for anything.
I see why
I agree.
That would
ate
be
my Cool Ranch chips.
Oh, that was good. That was a good one. Yeah.
ASMR, good.
No.
You ruined it. You ruined it, and I'm leaving.
No, you.
No, you.
What were you gonna say?
You just shushed us. Rude.
I don't know where this goes because, like I said before, Joe Biden is stuck between a rock and a hard place. It's an election year. You really want to open the border in an election year?
Because even, like you said, even Democrats are like, hey, man, this is not right.
This is a problem. You know, black and Hispanic voters are seeing this and saying, that's not cool, dude.
Like, why did I have to come in the right way and they get to just walk in?
I don't think that, the black voters
No,
are
I'm talking about
that,
but Hispanic ones are. The Hispanic ones are. Like, there are. I've seen Hispanic people say, like, hey, I worked hard to come here, and, like, why do they just get to walk in?
It's not an easy place for anybody to be. And then for the President of the United States to blatantly just not give a shit and just say, I'm going to do what I want to do regardless, and actively try to prevent the only people who are trying to secure the border from securing the border. Like, why do you not understand how bad this looks?
You know what I think too? I think eventually at some point the Border Patrol actually sides with Texas.
I think you might be right on that, and
because they've been fed up for a while.
Well, yeah, they're underfunded. They're understaffed. It's
a very dangerous job.
It's extremely dangerous
because the cartel members will actually get the names and identities of these Border Patrol agents, and they will threaten their families. I'm pretty sure. Like they can be in jeopardy from cartel members.
What's that movie with? I call him Hispanic. Brad Pitt.
Sicario.
Sicario. That's a good movie if you haven't watched it.
Oh, yeah. That's one of my favorites. Sicario and Sicario: The Day of Soldado.
Yeah, that one's good.
Those are really good movies.
But that's a pretty good depiction of what happens right there.
Yeah. I'm surprised. I'm actually surprised Hollywood put that stuff out because of how
Yeah.
accurate it can be.
Oh, my mouth was hanging open when they went to the house and there was bodies in the
Yeah,
hall.
that shit is legit.
I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, that shit's legit. And they actually, and when he talked about it, they put his daughter in a vat of acid. That shit's real because that stuff will just eat everything. It eat your bones and everything.
Oh yeah.
Like you can get rid of somebody like
That's
that.
Jeffrey Dahmer. Oh wait, he's dead.
Well, not like that, but it takes time. But like, there's no.
No.
It leaves nothing.
It's hard to say where it goes, but it's not anywhere good.
No,
and for a president that ran saying that he was going to restore the soul of the nation,
he ain't restoring shit.
You've really just restored hate and bigotry.
Right.
Like that's all you're doing
What?
because you've stoked anti-white racism. You've
What if they think that's the soul of the nation?
well, apparently the left does think that's the soul of the nation.
That's a
I'm
good
not
point.
bad.
That's a good point.
So at the end of the day, I mean, when you look at all the things that they say, yeah, that's exactly what they think the soul of the nation is hate and bigotry.
Yeah,
because
when you
they
hear
think that everything was founded on slavery and white supremacy.
Well, when you hear the left talk, sometimes that's what they say. They want us as white, and I don't mean to take this as to a racial point, but I mean I'm just saying what they say. Like they want us as white people to pretty much go. They want everything reversed. They want to go back to a day. How do I want to put this? They want to transgress back to a less developed time when people, but they want it in reverse. They want us to be the ones that are shunned. They want white people to be the ones that are shunned.
They can't use the water fountain.
Yeah, they want us to have our own.
The problem is that it's worked up to this point. They're getting what they want.
Exactly. That's the scary part.
And
the sad part is most white folks in this generation and the ones before us and the ones after us, we're just like, hey man, we just want to work and live our lives. Like we don't actually care. Like, and that's because our parents raised us to be good people, and we don't actually give a shit about your skin color. Like we don't care.
I care far more about the content of somebody's character than what color they are.
Like we come from a town where there's a lot of shitty white people.
There are a ton of shitty white people. I mean, we came from a sundown town.
Yeah.
You know, there was a sign at the city limits for forever that said "Don't let the sun set."
I mean, not in our time, but before.
No, I mean it was still there when we were.
I don't
kids.
remember that town. I don't remember that.
Well,
it must have been like before I was
like
conscious.
It was early '90s.
but
I believe.
I mean, it's a lot better now. Like there's actually people that aren't just white now living here.
Yeah, I mean time has a way of changing all of these things, but at the end of the day, you know, I genuinely do not give a shit what color you are.
No.
If you treat me with respect, I'm going to treat you with respect.
Right.
If you treat me with disrespect, you're not going to get much respect out of me. But you know, it's extremely difficult to try to point out any problem within a certain group without appearing as though you're coming at it from a purely racist stance.
Yeah,
it's almost impossible because everybody's going to look at you and be like, "That was racist," and it's like, no, that's
I'm just
not
telling
what I'm
you.
saying.
I'm just telling you what the statistics are.
Like the things that I'm talking about have nothing to do with what color you are. There are white people who are like that too. The difference is like
the statistic
having the self-control to stop yourself from doing shit that is going to get you labeled.
Right. Well, even people in the black community will say that it's that problem in their community.
Yeah.
Things like that.
I mean, that's the thing. Meth is a huge problem for white people.
Yep, it is. Big one. And heroin's becoming that way too.
I don't know very many black meth heads.
No, not really.
Never really heard of a black meth head. Never really heard of an Asian meth head. It's pretty much a white people problem.
Yeah, it's a white people problem, I think.
You know, trailer parks, also a white people problem.
Yep.
What?
At the base of the mountain, there's a trailer park. There's nothing but Hispanics.
Well,
we're not the only ones in
It's predominantly white trash people.
Predominantly, it's a redneck thing. Yes.
Yeah.
It's there's stereotypes for everything, but at the end of the day, like,
you could live in that trailer park though and be a great person.
Yeah, you could, but at the end of the day, it's not tied exclusively to your race.
Right.
You know, there are other determining factors in most situations that will determine your outcome, and your mental capacity to change is the biggest one.
Right.
In my personal opinion, because, you know, I made a lot of stupid fucking mistakes when I was younger. We all did.
Who doesn't?
But at the end of the day, I moved past those things that I did, whether they were good, bad, or indifferent, and made my life better through nothing but fucking hard work and determination. And if you don't think that you can do that, then I don't know what to fucking tell you, because
A lot of people
you
don't wanna
can
do
literally
that, though. They
do
don't want-
anything that you want to do in this country.
It's a lot easier to blame somebody else for your shortcomings than it is to take responsibility for yourself.
I agree with that.
That's
Nobody
why.
wants to actually work for these goals anymore.
No,
because people have been trained to believe that everything will be handed to them on a silver platter, and it's just not that way. The government's not here to help you. The government's here to be the government.
But just like I posted the other day, I posted like a meme or picture. It said like people that want to be part of the outcome, and like the bar is like really up here, and then it said people that want to be part of the process, and it's like way down here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
People want the results. They just don't want to be part of. They don't want to have to do the stuff that leads to the results.
Right. So I mean, this is a hard one. Like I don't know. I 100%. There's like 25 states so far. Last time I saw, that have sided with Texas.
Right.
And
here's where I'm at. I back Texas, but I'm not going to Texas. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't have any
I'm saying
plans.
if shit pops off, I'm still not going to Texas.
Well, no, because
Like-
it's probably going to, like I said earlier, it's probably going to be like a really isolated incident.
But I'm saying if it does turn into a big deal, I'm still not going to Texas because I have a family to take care of. And if shit like that pops off, there's going to be stuff going on everywhere.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure my family's taken care of.
Absolutely, and that's that's kind of where I'm
Now,
at,
if it comes here, that's a different issue.
Yep.
Shit's gonna go down, and you ain't gonna. It's not gonna be. And let me tell you, my friend, it's not gonna be good for you if you're on the wrong side.
I don't think this goes anywhere good for anybody.
No.
I think future generations probably, but I think something that we also have to look at is the fact that the people who are perpetuating these ideas of, Marxism and socialism and whatever else that have polluted the political landscape and made it so volatile are the same people who don't really reproduce.
Right.
A whole lot. It's mainly conservative people who are going to carry on the generation. Or the next generation, right? Because at the end of the day, when you look at it, all these people are so empowered because they don't have kids and blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, have fun, because you're going to leave nothing for the rest of the world to learn from. Whereas people like us have kids and we raise our kids to hold similar values. It doesn't always work out that way, but for the most part, kids tend to believe pretty close to the same things that their parents believe. And when you have conservative leaning families, those children are going to grow up
not the overbearing type
and be conservative leaning. And it's going to take a generation or two, but in a generation or two, you're going to see a hard swing back to the right, I think.
Maybe. If we make it that far.
That's the key, though, is making it that far. But at this point,
personally, I don't really see us making that far. But
our replacement rate is way, way low at the moment. There's not enough people that are having kids, and you know, if you're a liberal and you're going to raise your kids to be liberals, then don't fucking have kids, because I don't want you to have kids. Because you do nothing but pollute everything that you touch.
Well, thankfully for us, they believe in, you know, making sure we don't make more people on this earth because we're bringing the earth down and blah, blah, blah.
There's that, and then there's, you know, they believe that abortion's health care and this, that, and the other. They're undoing themselves, and it's beautiful to watch, but we're going to suffer the consequences until we die of their actions. Like the things that they've gotten into the Discord is going to be something that we always have to deal with.
Right.
You know, as, you know, approaching middle-aged men.
The only thing that worries me about that world is I feel at some point, maybe if you've already got a job, you'll be safe because you're not going to be like, hopefully retook in and asked about what you think about this, that, or the other. But I think at some point, in order to get a job, you're going to have to be like, do you affirm transgender this? Do you agree with this? And I
don't think it ever gets that far. I don't think that people are dumb enough to let it get that far.
I would hope not. Because political positioning should not ever be.
I mean, if we have more polluted people like that.
Yeah, I mean, if there's,
yeah, but I mean, at what point do you say, okay, well, this isn't going to work because now all of our workforce is unhireable?
I mean, look at everything else. All the you know, they call it the quiet quitting and all this stuff about people just not wanting to work, so they're not getting paid enough. I mean, it's
why when you can just dump another. I don't know.
Go for it. What are you thinking?
I mean, yeah, there might be a decrease in the workforce, so production's going to be a lot slower. But it's like my job. They're starting to pull more people out of the only 2-doctor office. They're pulling people out to fill other offices. They're just dumping more work on us.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen. The people that are there,
we can't hire people because they don't want to agree to our values and what we're pushing on them. Then fuck the people we have. We're just going to push more shit. You got to work longer hours.
Yep.
And for what? Less. You're not going to make any more money.
No, and that's, you know, that's a whole other conversation to have. But
I mean, the world is going down. We are slowly watching the decay of the world, and I don't even know if I'd say it's slow anymore.
I don't think it's really the world. I think it's more of Western
Western culture is slowly decaying.
It's because of the things that people have read without understanding and without experiencing, that these other people from other nations who have escaped these situations like communism and Marxism, they're like, you do not want that. I'm telling you, you don't want that.
Right.
And then they're like, oh, no, it's never been tried anywhere. Motherfucker, I literally just got out of that.
Yeah.
Like, it has been tried, and it fails everywhere. Everyone is miserable.
It was funny. I saw some comments on a video of a bunch of immigrants coming here. Not immigrants. They're legal aliens. I would not consider them immigrants. But people are like, oh, America. And then people in the comments were like, if they only knew. And people were like, bro, I'm pretty sure that, like, anything
they
here
know that's why they came here.
No, but he was saying, I'm pretty sure wherever they came from, whatever shit, like, mess they came from, is still not as good as what we've got going on here.
No, and that's
what they don't understand. See, a lot of these people that think America is a big shithole haven't actually been anywhere, probably.
So I think something that I've realized after I moved to Huntsville was the utter lack of patriotism that exists in Huntsville. Because when you look at Arab, there's still people who fly the American flag and are enjoying being American and have this sense of pride over the fact that we are all Americans. But when you get to population centers, you don't see that.
Mm-hmm.
And growing up, I don't remember it being like that. I remember everyone had this sense of pride in what we were. And now, like you said, everybody fucking hates America for what it is. Okay, but if you weren't in America, you wouldn't even be allowed to voice those opinions. Like, you would probably, you list 30 other countries and probably 15 of them will kill you for fucking doing that shit.
China will put you in a work camp.
Just for voicing concern about the Chinese government.
A work camp that you don't get paid for.
Yeah, slave labor. And so slavery is still alive and well in other places. It's not here.
Justin, have you heard that apparently that the prison system in at least, I think they said Alabama, is considered slave labor?
I'm sorry, you broke the law. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, 'cause that's how I feel about it. Yeah. Matter of fact, I think it's smart to use inmates as labor. Like, I think that's a good thing. Like, it's good for them.
Dude Nader, welcome.
Nice.
I bet Biden does nothing, and then when Trump wins the election, and then the question is, will Trump mass deport?
Okay, so here's the thing about that. First, he's got to win. Two, my hopes aren't high, to be completely honest with you, because I do not think that America wants another Trump presidency.
Yeah, but America doesn't want another Biden presidency either. So which one is?
So for me, this election,
the lesser of the two.
Well, see, right here, this election honestly cannot tell you which way it's going to go. Like last time, I thought it was going to go for Trump.
But, I mean, we all did, but
this one but we were all surprised, it didn't surprise me.
It didn't surprise me in the fact that they changed a lot of election laws in a lot of areas, and basically just hit okay. Basically made it so that you have all this mass mail-in voting, and that was all because of COVID. Now COVID's not a thing. Does it turn into more of the same? Do they engineer something that's going to make it easy for them to fill the ballot boxes with votes that otherwise wouldn't have been cast because you couldn't have voted from home? I think at the end of the day, I think that's what happened in 2020, was that people who never would have voted, had it been you have to go to the ballot box, got to vote.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, Biden got a shitload more votes than he normally would have gotten. I don't think it's necessarily fraud.
No.
But the way that it happened makes it iffy.
Yeah. And Dude Nader, we actually just talked about that right before you got here, about how Latinos don't necessarily want they want
legal immigration,
right? And that's what I was kind of hinting at too. Like, immigration is legal. I don't consider people coming here illegally. I don't consider that immigration. I consider that coming here illegally. So Latinos do want people to come here. They just want them to come here legally, like they did,
right?
Or that their ancestors did. So that I think they are okay with it. Just do it legally.
Yeah. The only person at the table who hasn't voiced their opinion on where they think it's going to go is my lovely wife, Kate.
She has like this depressed look though, so I don't see.
Where do you see the Texas situation headed? Or do you have an opinion? It's okay to not.
I don't know. It's a tough call too for me, because if they do, like what y'all said, federalize it?
Yeah, federalize the National Guard.
I kind of agree with Joe. I think a lot of the Border Patrol is going to say, nah, fuck this. I'm with the National Guard on this. Because, they really are. They're
fed up. I mean, they've been fed up for a while.
And it's been like that for a very, very long time.
Because what administration? Remember this time, what administration was the one that chastised them that time when they had... When you remember the border agents that got in trouble for whipping
Oh yeah, the
border
Trump.
crossing?
It was in the Trump administration.
Oh, it was?
Yes.
But who was the one chastising them? It wasn't the Trump administration. It was the Democrats.
Yeah.
And
it
now the
wasn't
Democrats are in
even
charge.
because they were whipping the migrants, because they weren't. They had fucking.
It was the reins of the horse, and they were like swinging it. They were doing it to try to be like, "Hey, get out of here," you know.
I think that they're gonna get fed up with it.
One of your children. I don't know. I don't know where it goes.
It's a demon.
But
We gotta go.
to what you guys both said, right?
I think it's a little too early to tell.
Border Patrol and the Texas National Guard are technically on the same side.
I think
their
so.
orders are
They just have different
technically
bosses.
Their orders are technically the same. Unfortunately, you have guys like Alejandro Mayorkas calling the shots for Border Patrol, and not someone who actually has a vested interest in keeping national sovereignty. So it's a toss-up. Now, we've covered Texas. We talked about Texas for like 45 minutes. Okay. It's time to move on to the primaries. Now, in the last 2 weeks, you've had Ron DeSantis suspend his campaign. There's nothing in there, baby.
I know.
You've had Vivek Ramaswamy drop out.
That was a sad day for me.
You had Chris Christie drop out, which nobody fucking cares because everybody hates Chris Christie. You had Nikki Haley come in second place in New Hampshire.
That dumb bitch got to go. I can't stand her.
I cannot stand Nikki Haley, and I hope that she gets defeated terribly. And here's the thing. I used to like Nikki Haley. I thought she was a bulldog in the United Nations. And she was. She was a bulldog for America in the United Nations. Unfortunately, she's turned populist. So now she's a hardcore, never Trumper, whatever. And I, again, want to state my disdain for President Donald Trump. I do not like Donald Trump, the man. Okay? I liked Donald Trump, the president, for the most part. There are things about Donald Trump that I could not stand, like the red flag laws, like the bump stock bans.
His general personality.
General personality.
The fact that he would never shut up.
And the fact that somebody needed to install a fake Twitter app on his fucking phone so that he couldn't tweet at people.
Yeah.
Just like they need to install a fake Truth Social app on his phone now.
I really do think that, I don't know if y'all feel this way, but maybe not all members of different branches in the government, but majority of them should no longer have access to social media.
No, I think as an elected member, you shouldn't be. You should not be able to have. I don't think you should be able to have social media.
No, I really don't.
You can have it, but you can't post anything.
Okay, but
you can have it when you get out.
No, I think you can have it. You just can't post anything.
No.
Like, so you can look at
pause.
things,
Pause.
Okay.
Okay. So here's the problem with what you're saying. As our elected officials, it is their duty to represent us. If social media brings them closer to us, closer to hearing the will of the people, I think that it is a collective good.
But it's not.
But I think that getting on social media and grandstanding bullshit like Chuck Schumer, like Nancy Pelosi, like AOC, all of these people that are just putting bullshit out, and it goes for Republicans too. Don't get it twisted. I just can't think of one off the top of my head.
Like how Trump would always be like the liars, the liars.
I'm like today.
Like if Donald Trump were to get on Twitter and just be like, they're all gay.
No, do you want to know what I'm about to say? Listen, today's social media apps are today's muskets. I'm just saying. That's all it is for them.
Yeah, that's a good point.
For them, yes.
That's all it is.
The way that it is currently, yes. So Adam Schiff in particular is one of the guys who I wholeheartedly agree with both of you. He should not be allowed on social media because all he does is lie to the American people. But again, I think that when used properly to communicate with the people that you're representing, it is a collective good. Unfortunately, our elected politicians are not using it appropriately. They're using it to throw shit at each other.
Well, then why not just have social media, but heavily watched?
So when a politician has a social media account, every post that they make should go through like their little board of people that they have around them. It should not be like, hey, you just have free reign to post whatever the hell you want.
But then you just have to have a board specifically for social media, and that's just
or that
just grows government, which is something that we don't want.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
I think that the biggest problem that we have with elected officials is not social media. I think the biggest problem that we have is the fact that we allow these people to stay in office
for way too long,
for 40 years.
That too.
There needs to be a term limit.
I've said it a million fucking times. Term limits, salary caps, ban on lobbying. That's the way you get shit done in America.
Speaking
of lobbying and elections, which we can get to it after this.
Oh, I heard your conversation with my mother today. That was hilarious.
We need to talk about what happened during our break after we get done talking about
yeah, we will. So anyway, back to the primary situation. Trump beat everybody in Iowa handily. It was by like 30 points, I think.
It was significant.
It was a significant margin. I don't know the exact number. Don't quote me on it because I don't know. I reserve the right to be wrong.
Ben Shapiro said that he kind of basically hinted around like they don't know why they consider Nikki Haley second because it wasn't even significantly second.
No, it was so close with Ron DeSantis that it didn't matter.
Like Trump destroyed them.
And then they go to New Hampshire before the votes are even started to be cast. Ron DeSantis suspends his presidential campaign, which I think that's a good move for Ron DeSantis, honestly.
Why did he do that?
Because he's not going to win. At the end of the day, barring Trump being kicked off the ballot in a lot of states, which again, they're trying to do that again in Hawaii, barring something extreme happening, Ron DeSantis has no shot this time, right?
How many electoral votes is Hawaii?
It's like two. 1 or 2. It's not a large number.
Okay, but do you start grabbing these small ones?
But the problem, though, is that once one is successful and kicks him off the ballot over some specious bullshit reason, that they claim is, self-fulfilling because the 14th Amendment doesn't require a conviction, blah, 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 blah. It's stupid. Okay?
On top of this Civil War stuff, we should be very concerned that states think it's okay to remove people from ballots.
I think it's downright abhorrent what they're trying to do.
It should be up to the American people.
And at the end of the day, if you want to run a communist, you should be able to run a communist. But the DNC did the same shit to Bernie Sanders.
Yeah.
The Democrats didn't want Hillary Clinton. They wanted Bernie Sanders.
Well, it's the same way back when Ron Paul ran. Yeah. And, dude, he was in second place, but the media would not give him the time of day for anything.
No. And so that's one of the biggest problems, too, is that it doesn't matter how much support you've got. If you're not towing the party line, you're not going to get the time of day.
No.
And people like Rand Paul, they do not toe the party line.
No.
They don't give a fuck. They're going to do what's right for their constituents.
Right.
They don't want that. They want somebody that will run their agenda.
Exactly.
Unlike Alabama's new senator.
State senator, thank God. Not national.
Either way.
So the primaries it's basically down to Trump and Haley. And again, Haley is just a populist asshole who flip-flops on issues. She's the one that wants all social media accounts verified by name. Sorry, that's an invasion of privacy. You can't do that. We have the First Amendment for a reason. And if you're going to sit there and try to tell me that you think that this is a national security issue, you're going to have to show me some real good fucking reasons. And even then, I'm not going to agree with you. Because at the end of the day, we have the right to say whatever we want. Now, freedom to say what we want is not freedom from consequences for saying what we want. You can't say shit like somebody should go kill Donald Trump. That's not something that you're ever going to get away with. Well, I mean, you might if it's Donald Trump, but I digress.
You should not be threatening danger on
incitement to violence is not protected speech.
Well, that's half of like CNN and Fox and all these other damn people.
Oh, yeah. It's, I mean, it's such.
Oh, the hypocrisy lately has been insane.
There's been so many death threats out there.
Understatement.
Yeah, the hypocrisy.
What about
is just,
that bitch, Kathy Griffin?
Oh, talking about she actually had
the fake head.
Yep. And then when we start saying things that are semi-edgy, there's no room for hate. It's like you literally decapitated.
Google
a fake person,
Trump.
A fake Trump.
Google Alex Soros tweet.
No, wait. We got some news here that would look semi-important. Go back one more. Houthis attack U.S. warship as China urges Iran to rein in rebels. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's something that we want to touch on too. Is the shit going on?
But we can talk about that later. I just noticed that and I was like, hey, we need to. Oh, and China sends warships toward Taiwan. Interesting.
Good God, Joe, fucking quit.
Warplanes and Navy ships. Hey, I'm just saying,
Joe, stop. Let her get through.
I know. Sorry, I'm just saying the shit that's it's unraveling quicker and quicker as we go, and it's just
OS.
All I'm saying is, I hope my blood pressure medicine.
Tweet.
I hope my blood pressure.
47 tweet.
I hope my blood pressure medicine is freshly filled when it all goes down. You know what I'm saying?
That first one. Just pull that up. Go on down. Surely it'll show it.
So Dude Nader.
Nope, it didn't. Go back.
So Dude Nader's take on this was the wave of immigration is all about corporations wanting to keep American wages down. This has been this way for a long time. My industry is dominated by Hindus. That's interesting. If you don't mind me asking, like you don't have to say who you work for or whatever.
Not cool.
This one?
Yep.
But what work do you do? If you don't mind me asking, there, Dude Nader.
So go ahead and throw this up. So this is the shit that people are doing, right? So Alex Soros is the son of George Soros, if you weren't aware. He's a total windbag, dingbat, whatever. He tweeted this article, but it's the subtle stuff in the tweet that kind of makes you think, right? So last year, crime and inflation crisis has largely evaporated. So did the leading theories about what had caused them. Now, the image is a bullet hole and $47. So that would appear to insinuate that if Donald Trump wins the 47th presidency, he's going to get killed. That's what everybody got up in an uproar about. Because why post an article with that image? What other purpose would you have? I mean, sure, it could be construed as a threat against Joe Biden, but Joe Biden wouldn't be considered the 47th president because he's
and Alex
46th.
Soros is on Joe Biden's side, most likely.
Correct. Just listening to him in the World Economic Forum is enough to know that he's on Joe Biden's side. That's another thing
we got to talk about.
So much room for activity.
We'll get to that when we get to it.
Because Malay slayed.
Oh yeah, Malay went he went fucking ballistic on those guys.
He basically gave the World Economic Forum the big middle finger.
Yes, he did. He went there explicitly to plant the ideas of freedom at that conference. So I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. But pull up that article, the Associated Press article right there with Joe Biden. Biden offers fresh assurances he would shut down border right away. Go back up.
I didn't mean to.
Would shut down border right now if Congress sends him a deal. Scroll down. This is what I was talking about earlier. Continue reading. Let's see. Biden, also eager to disarm GOP criticism of his handling of migration at the border, said at a political event in South Carolina that he would shut down the border right now if Congress passed the proposed deal. The framework hasn't been formally agreed to by Senate Democrats and Republicans and would face an uncertain future in the GOP-controlled House. A bipartisan bill would be good for America and help fix our broken immigration system and allow speedy access for those who deserve to be here. And Congress needs to get it done, Biden said. It'll also give me, as president, the emergency authority to shut down the border until it could get back under control. If that bill were law today, I'd shut the border down right now and fix it quickly. Bullshit. You are so full of shit. You have the absolute fucking authority to shut that fucking border down right now because you are the executive. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Just shut the fuck up. You fucking rotting bag of bones. I fucking hate him. I fucking hate Joe Biden. Anyway.
Oh man, we got another one.
Ooh.
So Old Ironside one. Welcome to the show.
It's odd. We normally don't have Rumble chat.
Yep.
Normally everybody watches on YouTube. If you have a preference to one or the other, you pick your poison. We're live on both.
So,
but welcome. Glad to have you on Rumble. If you don't mind, given that you're on Rumble, I assume that you're conservative. We are conservative-leaning libertarians.
Now, one thing I do want to say about this whole Texas situation is we don't need to just focus on this deal going on in Texas and at this location. Because there's literally hundreds of miles more of border where this kind of stuff is going on.
Right. And even in Abbott's statement, he says, there are ports of entry that they could come to where they will not drown.
Right.
And another thing that happened with the Texas border situation is that they threw that those 3 migrants that drowned in as Border Patrol was prevented from reaching them. No, they weren't. It's been debunked. Like that never fucking happened. Yeah, those 3 people drowned, but it had nothing to do with what happened. So I don't know.
But also at the same time, I feel like these people were not forced to go across that river. Like they chose to.
I'm sure some of them were forced.
Some of them probably, yes.
If they're brought by cartel members, then yeah, I'm sure. But I'm saying if they made that trek on their own. Let's see. I'm not sure you are, but I've seen a lot of them sit in a Walmart parking lot during the daytime. Interesting.
So, Ironside, we're in Alabama, if the accents didn't give it away. Y'all.
You want some sweet
But,
tea?
if
we put sugar in our tea.
If you're comfortable with it, tell us where you're from, tell us what your political beliefs are.
You don't have to, give us your address or nothing.
You don't have to give us any specific details, but, general area, what you believe. But we're fucking glad to have you. For real.
Yep. Welcome. But anywho, I think their feeds may be a little bit behind because
they definitely are.
I think Dude Nader keeps saying things that we've already talked about.
Well, he may be a little bit behind. Oh, Texas.
Nice.
Yee. Don't mess with Texas.
That's what you missed it. We talked about the whole Texas deal.
Like 45
Dude Nader's Florida.
Dude Nader's might be on top of things. I'm not sure. If you're listening and you kind of hear this, make sure you kind of. I think sometimes I don't know how Rumble works, but on YouTube you have to kind of keep hitting that live button to make sure that your feed doesn't get behind.
Yeah, sometimes it does. I mean,
are we talking Panhandle or are we talking about Southern Florida?
Yeah, are we talking Yankee Florida or Southern Florida?
There, son.
Because Southern Florida is basically New Jersey with alligators.
I think Southern Florida is more Yankee Florida.
It is. The Panhandle, though, that's redneck country. So anyway, moving on.
So
we do have a lot of shit to talk
See, I'm not, and this, he says Texas thing appears to be a possible setup, and I'm wondering if they know. So think about this. Like I said, there's hundreds of miles of border, right? What if the government's like, hey, we can get them all to focus on this little area here, while a whole shit ton of people come in at a different area? See, yeah, I heard a guy on TikTok point this out the other day. He said the government wants us to focus on this area. They want this to be a big deal.
I mean, so here's the thing: the government's been wanting us to focus on this for a long time, and now it's come to a head, and we are focused on it. The problem is that
this is a lot of us across the border, though.
Just focused on that. You know, we're like us. We focus on other shit too. Yeah, we've been talking about Texas pretty much this entire show because
that's what's big going on.
Big, and it's happening right now.
Are there any videos of Black Debbie talking about anything about it?
Yeah, I'm sure there are.
But I'm.
But again, I didn't show prep this week, so
she stutters.
A lot. I'm pretty sure Peter Ducey reams her asshole at least 3 times this week, but
I thought that was an interesting take, and he was saying that we don't need to get.
Ironside says a lot of the stuff going on around about Texas is not true.
Oh, so that's not surprising at all.
That's not surprising to me, but insight would be great.
Yeah, like whatever you.
What is true? What's not? You know, are you close to the border? Are you further away? You know, obviously, we want to get it right.
Right.
So anything that you offer us is going to be good for us because it gives us a little bit more perspective. You know, I mean, but at the end of the day,
don't forget to hit that like button.
Yeah, don't forget to give us a Rumble. I think on Rumble. I don't know how Rumble works. So whatever the equivalent to like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube is for Rumble, do that shit.
Have you heard about this? I think it's coming up on this little news feed here. Not that. It said that it's about to happen.
Oh my god.
The Navy lowered its recruitment standards. Did you hear about that?
That's not surprising.
That's not surprising at all.
You no longer have to have a high school diploma.
So it's true. The National Guard's there, and they've stopped the stuff at Eagle Pass. So, what's not true?
Yeah, what's the media saying?
And while you let us know what's true and what's not true, we're going to move on to the next thing. We'll circle back to you, to quote Jen Psaki.
Yeah. We'll
the sack.
Like said, I did that. Half a mile away, the gates are wide open.
Yep, that makes a lot of fucking sense.
See, and that's what I'm saying is we can't focus so much on Eagle Pass because.
Well, no, I mean, you have to focus on the problem as a whole.
Right.
You can't just focus on one particular spot.
Right. It's a show. Yeah, and I agree. That's what I'm wondering is this something to make Texas look like a complete shit show so that way...
Or is it something to show the incompetence of the Biden administration?
I don't. Yeah, I mean this. I don't.
Because I mean, at the end of the day, it's a show on both sides.
Yeah, Eagle Pass is like a speck of pepper. Exactly. There is so much more border that we have to worry about.
Well, yeah, I mean Texas is a huge state to begin with.
Because Eagle Pass isn't even where, like, was it Nogales? Not Nogales. They say it's like the most violent city, like in Mexico, and it's like right on the border.
Yeah.
What is it called?
I'm not sure.
It was in Sicario.
I'm not sure. I've never watched Sicario. To be
honest. Man, you need to watch it. Oh my God,
we're watching that this weekend.
Yeah. Okay.
But move on, and I'll look it up.
Anyway, we need to move on. So we need to move on. So
is it one of those?
Juarez is right on the border, and
Ironside says it's, in his opinion, it's a setup to get a civil event going, and I do not disagree.
Yes, I'm right there with you on that. So let's
go over to the Houthis.
Because if they can set it up and they can claim it's all the conservatives doing, and I'm air quoting for people that can't see, terrorist things, then there's no chance of Donald Trump getting elected.
Science.
Yeah, they're going against the science. Let's talk about Houthis getting jacked up.
Well, I mean, the Houthis are fucking around, and they are indeed finding out.
Yep.
I don't know why the Houthis think that attacking U.S. warships is a good idea.
Because we set off what looked to be a mini nuke on them.
So the situation in the Middle East is not getting any better. It's probably getting worse as Iran continues to, do what Iran does and stoke terror and attacks on U.S. military bases and this, that, and the other. So, I mean, there's not really a whole lot to report, but they have been getting ballsy with American warships, and it's not a good idea. Meanwhile, China, Meanwhile, China is sending warplanes and Navy ships towards Taiwan. So
we are in World War III.
I think World War III started with Ukraine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and did you read that thing I sent you where it said, like, one of the UN officials has said pretty much we're entering World War III right now?
Yeah, I mean, we can expect war with Russia within the next 5 to 8 years.
Yeah, they said within the next 20 years. Well, the UN general said that so when government officials say you need to be prepared, it's probably past time to be prepared.
It's far past time to be prepared.
So, because things are always way worse than what they're telling you. So, the U.S. general, or the UN general is telling people they need to have 72 hours worth of provisions in case something happens, because things are about to get bad. Or things could get bad. He didn't say things are going to get bad. He said things could get bad. But he said that within the next 20 years, it's going to be. I think he said it is going to be bad. He said it may not happen tomorrow, but within the next 20 years, it's probably not going to be great, basically.
Yeah.
And God willing, we're all still going to be alive to see that go down. So, need to be ready. Need to be prepared. And then we're not saying go out and buy like 400,000 rounds of ammo and, all the Patriot supply, food buckets. I mean, like, do what you can to be ready.
Yeah. So we're going to take a step off the beaten path, and we're going to go to Chats with Pop Pop.
Oh, geez.
Meanwhile, this rotting bag of bones, speaking at a brewery.
The pandemic. We had about 700 billionaires in America. There are 1,000 billionaires now. You know what their average tax rate is? 8%.
Fact check, false.
Raise your hand if you want to trade your tax rate now for 8%. No, I'm not joking. I'm being
You are joking, because that's not true.
deadly earnest. It sounds like I'm making this up. 8%.
Because you are.
Liar! What they pay.
No, it's not.
That's why I proposed a billionaire minimum tax of 25%. That's not even top rate. If billionaires and big corporations paid even close to their fair share, we could strengthen.
They already do.
Hold up. Did he say he just passed?
No, he proposed.
Billionaires get taxed 5%?
25%.
25%.
Yeah.
Isn't that already what they're getting taxed?
They pay a effective tax rate of 23%.
Oh man, 2%. And the thing is all the liberals are like, oh man, hell yeah, tax them bitches.
Here's
and
the
we're
problem.
Just like, it's 2%,
right?
bro.
Okay, so here's the problem, right? You talk about billionaires paying income tax, but a lot of billionaires don't have actual income, which is why they don't pay taxes, because they're not making money. They're just sitting on money. And things are getting more expensive, and their holdings are getting more valuable. You're talking about a wealth tax, which is unjust and unfair. We literally fought a war about taxes. Don't fuck around. You will find out.
Strengthen Social Security, Medicare, bring down the cost of child care, elder care, working class, middle class people would all be better off, and it wouldn't cost a penny because they make $40 billion would be coming in. And
except for it wouldn't.
It's just basic fairness. You know, it's the right thing to do, and we can get this done.
Oh, I don't even want to hear that.
In the last year of this administration, I'm going to get it done.
The last year of this administration. You heard it here, folks. It's the last year of this administration. Huh? What?
Because when he becomes president, he's going to step down, and we're going to get giggles.
True international effort to pressure.
Unfortunately. Now, that's not even the one that I wanted, because the one that I wanted was him talking about the brewing beer.
By the way, used to make beer brewed here. It is used to make the brew here. Oh, Earth Rider, thanks for the Great Lakes. I wonder what he's saying.
The hell is he talking about?
True international effort to pressure.
And by the way, used to make beer brewed here. It is used
beer brewed here. It is used.
Something about the Great Lakes.
Oh, Earth Rider, thanks for the Great Lakes. I wonder what he's saying.
She sells, you know what I'm talking about.
You know the thing.
It's a stroke. You're having
You know the thing.
a stroke.
You know what I say?
I'm gonna be honest with you.
I'm
kind of retarded.
Kind of retarded.
Ironside, I wish I knew what he said. Now, here's the thing. Because this is your first time with us, unless you've watched previous shows, we like to have fun on this show. So this segment was Chats with Pop Pop.
Yeah, we normally do a Joe's Conspiracy Corner too, but
you don't have anything, do you?
Well, I mean, I was going to, but
you had like a whole month.
We got a lot.
Yeah, you literally had a month to prepare.
I was going to have a banger too. I had something lined up, but I didn't have anything. I don't have anything prepared.
You had a banger, but you didn't have anything lined up.
I had it lined up, but I don't have anything like prepared because Justin was like, "Oh, hey, we're going to talk about the borders thing, like for the most part." And I'm like, "Okay."
I mean, that is indeed what we've talked about for the most part. Yeah, she's right. I'm not going to lie. She's right.
Like failure.
You do smell like failure.
You're fired.
You know how it is.
I've got something funny though.
He keeps kicking me in the dick. Why? Why does he keep kicking me in the dick?
So again, we like to have fun on the show. We like to have laughs and
they love shitting on me.
We really enjoy shitting on Joe, kicking him in the dick. Grab his dick and twist it.
It's okay. I've got a fetish for it.
Grab his dick.
What?
No, I'm just kidding. I really don't. That's gross.
Twist it. Oh my god, dude. This is an MMA fight, dude.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh my god, dude.
So, you'll get some laughs, you'll get some information, you'll get some opinions, whether you enjoy them or not.
He fell for you.
For a minute, I was like,
I'm a married man.
It's like that time Cody had an internet girlfriend for a hot minute.
Yeah.
That lady, whatever happened to her?
I miss her, man.
What was her name? Christine?
Christine, yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
What
Christine, if you
some
ever
of the
listen, we
OGs
miss
that
you.
just never came back, it's like...
She was hot for Cody, boy.
Oh, yeah. She loved her some Cody.
I think it was because Cody stopped showing up to the show.
Probably.
And because one time she was like, "Where's Cody at?" And she was like,
Never
"Well, he's not here." And then she never
since.
come back. That could have been love, Cody.
Yeah, it could have been true love.
She could have been like...
Indeed, stupid. That's exactly what it was.
She could have been a man, though.
Because she wanted to see Cody on camera one night. We put him on camera, and she was like, "Damn!" And I'm like, and we're all like, "What?"
First off, Cody is a lot of man. Okay?
A lot of man.
And I don't mean like manly man. I mean like he's a lot of man. Whoa! I'm sitting here,
He's a good fella though.
He is. We love Cody.
She saw him the moment he stepped on screen.
To shit on Cody. So.
The moment he stepped on screen, she went.
Yeah.
Her computer seat got a little wetter.
Fucking shoot me,
bro. Why? Why the fuck?
She had to wipe off that computer screen.
Stop! Stop it, Earl. Ugh. Ugh. We need a puke sound.
I will send you to Jesus. Anyway,
Emotional damage.
what else? I mean, what else has been going on that we really need to talk about?
World Economic Forum.
Oh yeah, WEF. Damn it.
And Klaus Schwab.
Can we talk about the guy that's been taping fishes to the ATMs?
No, we're not going to talk about shit that was on the local radio station.
No,
That could be the funny.
He's done it everywhere. He's done it overseas in a couple of countries.
That could be the funny. Like, that's pretty funny.
I don't know if it's actually like funny, but we
It's
were
funny to me.
listening to Rocket, and they were talking about this guy, I'm not talking like goldfish, like real fish, like trout and stuff, with cigarettes and stuff in their mouth.
Yeah, he just duct tapes them to random shit.
He's about to get arrested for
Let's watch that one.
property destruction or whatever.
As I mentioned earlier in the show, Argentina's...
So,
God damn those ears.
I like that dress, though.
Javier Milei, if you don't know who Javier Milei is the libertarian president of Argentina.
Yeah.
Oh. What's the thing?
Afuera! I'm getting us some. I'm gonna work me. I'm serious.
Can we have shirts?
As soon as I find a good picture of him, because
I want it with the axe.
Well, I want black shirt, but the white outline, not a actual picture of him, but the looks like illustrated picture of him going like this, and then saying afuera.
I want the axe in the hand though.
I want Chainsaw Man.
Afuera.
Yeah, or him doing like this with the chainsaw.
That's what it was. It was the chainsaw with the axe.
Okay. Anyway, libertarian president of Argentina who absolutely hates communism, and
he also won Man of the Year.
No, he didn't.
On our show.
No, he didn't.
No.
Oh, it was Elon Musk.
Yeah, Elon Musk
Daddy
did.
Musk.
Yep, Daddy Musk did.
Daddy Musk.
He was He was close though.
It was close. Now he went to the World Economic Forum specifically to plant the ideas of freedom.
President Javier Milei has been warning of the decline of the West at the World Economic Forum at the hands of social justice and collectivism. Of course, no one there was listening, and he knew it, but gosh, it's encouraged the rest of us. Sky News contributor Dr. Rocco Loyacono joins me now. Rocco, you've been following the WEF in depth.
Dude Nader got it. He's got it with us now. He's live.
I don't like this one.
International arena. Do you think they're...
Because it's not his speech.
Oh, well, damn. This is the whole damn speech.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's long, boy. I didn't even watch the whole thing.
Look at him just shuffling.
I mean,
look at that beautiful.
Here's the thing,
man.
right? He looks like a crazy man.
He's like right
he kind of is.
You want me to sit right here?
He kind of is, but that's kind of the beautiful part of it.
Good afternoon.
Piss
Fuck
off.
you.
Ladies and
Eat
gentlemen.
a dick.
It's
Thank you,
for
Joe.
me a great honor to welcome Javier Milei.
You know what Klaus Schwab sounds like? Sounds like
He sounds like he
No,
fucking
I mean, like
just
the
got
name.
scraped off the bottom of Hitler's fucking boot. That's what he
I'm
sounds
saying
like.
the name Klaus Schwab. It sounds like the noise like your butthole makes when you have diarrhea or something.
You're not wrong. Klaus Schwab. Schwab.
Like, you know, when you're like having diarrhea, but there's like chunks coming out at the same time. It's like Schwab.
No, because when I have diarrhea, it's like this.
Schwab. No,
You should have seen the floor when I took Mason's underwear off of him today.
Oh, but no, it's like when you have the fart right before the poop. It's like Klaus Schwab.
Well, we're not going to watch this whole thing, obviously, but
The president of Argentina, and it's actually your first trip to a foreign country after you have been elected. First, congratulations for your election.
He's like, yes.
And congratulations
no, it's not.
also to
He
your
literally came to
sister
the United States.
who
I don't
managed
understand the word
your,
you're saying, but yes.
Election campaign. I think you sometimes people would say with more radical methods, but you introduce a new spirit to Argentina, making Argentina much more related to free enterprise, to entrepreneurship.
Oh my God, shut the fuck up.
Notice he didn't say anything that any of that was good.
No.
I mean, we think it's good, but he didn't.
He didn't. No, and he will not, because he doesn't. It's the man of you will own nothing and be happy.
Right.
Oh, you're gonna fall off. He's like, oh my God.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much. Today, I'm here to tell you that the Western world is in danger.
I mean, he starts out just like...
And it is endangered because those who are supposed to have to defend the values of the West are co-opted by a vision of the world that inexorably leads to socialism and thereby to poverty.
I mean, he pulls his dick out right away.
Look, I mean, look at all these people just sitting on their phones.
Motivated
they don't give
by
a shit.
Some well-meaning individuals
Can we do a right and
willing
valid
to
for
help
him?
others, and others motivated by the wish to belong to a privileged caste. The main leaders of the Western world have abandoned the model of freedom for different versions of what we call collectivism. We're here to tell you that collectivist experiments are never the solution to the problems that afflict the citizens of the world. Rather, they are the root cause.
Argentina is based as fuck, bro. And at the end of the day, everything that this man says is, I'm 100% on board.
I kind of want to go to the end just to see how he kind of closes it out.
Do believe me.
Not the whole thing.
Better place than us, Argentines, to testify to these 2 points. When we adopted the model of freedom back in 1860, in 35 years we became a leading world power. And when we embraced collectivism over the course of the last 100 years, we saw how our citizens started to become systematically impoverished, and we dropped to spot number 140 globally. But before having the discussion, it would first be important for us to take a look at the data that demonstrate why free enterprise capitalism is not just the only possible system to end world poverty,
Hold on.
but
Pause real
also...
quick. So, even as a libertarian, he still he took money, from what I understand, he took money from stupid government programs, and he still put them into like a government healthcare type thing to help people that couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
Not everybody, people that couldn't afford it.
Which is commendable.
Right. Because so he, you know, how people always give libertarians a hard time. Oh, y'all think that y'all are all about, you know, not helping poor people and blah blah. No, actually, we are about helping poor people.
Communities are supposed to help the poor among them, not the government. The government's place is not father. The government's place is to protect national interests
and security,
to protect borders, to protect citizens.
Right.
It is not the place of the government to feed your children. It is your place to feed your children. And if you fall on hard times, it is up to you and your community to do what needs to be done to make sure that you can make it. It's not the government's job to be your fucking daddy.
Right.
Your mommy.
Or your mommy. Or your birthing person. Fuck off. Fuck you.
Eat a dick.
Thank you, Joe. Anyway, let's skip forward a little bit. Let's see how he closes.
Go to where, you know, it talks about like the most watched. Just right behind the most watched. A little bit back. There you go, right there.
That only wants to stay in power and retain its privileges. You are social benefactors. You're heroes. You're the creators of the most extraordinary period of prosperity we've ever seen. Let no one tell you that your ambition is immoral. If you make money, it's because you offer a better product at a better price, thereby contributing to general well-being. Do not surrender to the advance of the state. The state is not the solution. The state is the problem itself. You are the true protagonists of this story. And rest assured that as from today, Argentina is your staunch, unconditional ally. Thank you very much, and long live
Look at everybody now.
God Damn, I
Look
love
how
that
interested
guy.
everybody is now.
Some people are laughing. Some people are like, hell yeah.
I fucking love that guy.
He gets me hard.
Daddy Musk has been replaced.
I'm telling you. Like, that was my
Javier
man.
Milei
That was my man of the year.
will be man of the
I
year
voted for him
2024.
too.
Huh?
I voted for him too.
I'm telling you.
Afuera!
Afuera!
Makes you want to kick a fat kid at Kmart. Praise Jesus.
By the way, you are a podcaster, aficionado like me. You should listen. You should start listening to This Past Weekend with Theo Vaughn. It is so. If you've seen any of his stand up,
Okay, so here's my problem. I can only tolerate Theo Vaughn in very, very small doses.
Talking like a TikTok 3-minute
Like,
video.
fair.
If that.
Makes you want to kick a fat kid at Kmart.
Like
okay?
and I'm kind of the same way. It depends
Praise
on
God.
what he's talking about and how he's talking. But man, I'm telling you, some of his podcast shows are like just another one of his comedy specials. It's pretty freaking hilarious.
Yeah, I can't do.
But he's kind of like, some days it's funny, some days like Joe Rogan, like he goes deep.
Yeah. Well,
Like he talked about he was talking about like near death experiences the other day, and it was cool.
that's cool and all, but no. I can't talk. I can't deal with Theo Vaughn for very long. I just I fucking can't. He gives me anxiety because he's so fucking stupid.
He's not actually stupid. It's like that's just the way.
I think he really is.
No, he's actually like an educated man. He's got a degree.
And what?
I think it was like
massaging.
No, community. Some whatever you do to be a community organizer. Like he actually majored in that, community organizing.
That's all fine and dandy, but show some of that intelligence. Don't be a fucking dumbass. Okay, I'm just saying.
Well, Joe Rogan's, he's an intelligent guy, but he's also a comedian.
Well, Joe Rogan doesn't pretend. No,
He does pretend to be a
doesn't pretend
dumbass.
to be completely stupid.
But when he's a comedian doing his comedian stuff, though, he kind of does sometimes.
Anyway, I don't know. So, you know what? Let's just go back to. This is gonna be weird, but
martial arts skills.
No, shut up.
I say, why are we watching?
You have that page saved.
I don't know how it got
It's
bookmarked.
a bookmark.
Not sure how it happened because I definitely did not bookmark that unless it was by
Bryson
accident.
in here watching martial art videos.
Anywho,
No, we don't mess with the computer.
So, Alex Soros.
Technology is the fundamental issue in democracy. Democracy is messy. I mean, democracy is about contestation of ideas. It's about plurality. It's about people.
Oh, before we get into this is going to be one of the dumbest things you hear all night.
Rewind it. Okay.
I don't think technology is the fundamental issue in democracy. Democracy is messy. I mean, democracy is about contestation of ideas. It's about plurality. It's about people having different truths, actually. Now, fundamentally,
there are no different truths.
There's only the truth.
There is the truth and what you think.
Right.
Okay? There are no different truths.
How society lives together civically in those contestations is obviously quite true. But I think that if we play too much on this disinformation card, we're taking responsibility away from ourselves to actually create a narrative that inspires people to vote and to believe in democracy and democratic
I feel dumb already.
institutions.
I feel super fucking dumb already.
He also talked about Donald Trump. Let's see, where...
Mr. Madison, what you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
What the hell was that about with Putin up there?
I don't know.
It was weird. Like, what is going on?
Oh. Orthodox Epiphany. Fuck off. That was 6 years ago.
Oh, I just thought that was odd.
Let's see.
Just heard this point about untrustworthy people, and we talked about things in the United States like checks and balances, which aren't written anywhere but are customs, and one man.
Checks and balances are literally part of the Constitution. Like that, it's just because it doesn't say checks and balances doesn't mean that's not what it is.
Dude Nader says he sounds like he smokes, but probably doesn't.
Yeah, he sounds like
he probably smokes something, but it ain't cigarettes.
It's penis.
Yeah.
Donald Trump literally came in and just took that all away.
How? In what way?
When I see this, when I look at this,
pause it real quick.
I think Black Debbie's in your match.
But I say, yeah, like this dude hasn't actually said anything.
A full sentence without saying.
He is by far probably the worst public speaker I've ever heard.
Yep.
I'm kind of retarded.
So how does he get these podiums to talk about this shit when he is terrible at
George Soros' son.
That's fair. That's a good point.
More globally regarding democracy, I also say to myself, when was this great time that everybody got along so well and things were going so great? I mean, I think
dear God,
I think that we really have to be careful
here.
In this nostalgia for a time past, because a lot of the reactions we're seeing in society are actually reactions to positive things.
God damn,
dear gosh.
Do you want to know what privilege?
What does that guy say about him though? Like, let it keep rolling. What does he say?
Trump shit got
never mind.
George Soros' son hopping on the hate the Trump train.
Oh, never mind.
Do you want to know what privilege means to me? What I think privilege is? That right there.
That's exactly what
you
privilege
get to
is.
speak in front of people.
Money got me to a podium in front of millions of people, but I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yep, that's privilege.
Because I was too busy snorting cocaine out of a hooker's asshole to pay attention.
Hunter Biden being able to walk in and out of congressional hearings just willy-nilly when he should be arrested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's privilege.
So this just broke. Apparently, Biden has been interrupted by protesters in Columbia, South Carolina.
Well, that's what you get for coming to South Carolina.
Is this live?
I don't even know what she said. Why is this a big deal?
4 more years.
She's screaming ceasefire now because.
Oh yeah. No, I heard about that on what was it, Shapiro? I think the other day.
No, this was literally 18 minutes ago, 21 minutes ago.
Yeah, but it actually happened the other day because it was on Shapiro. It's
Jill and I had a chance to sit down.
Yeah, see. You know what's weird to me though? Pause it. What's weird is like literally almost as if they're programmed to do it. They literally, like when that starts happening, they just start chanting 4 more years. That is very weird.
Unfortunately, you and I both know that he's not going to make it through 4 more years.
No. That's what I'm saying. We're not actually voting for Joe Biden or Trump. We're voting for Giggles or Trump. That's what we're actually voting for.
Yeah. It's Giggles or Trump.
Yeah.
Or whoever Trump's VP is.
Like, what? God have mercy on us if Giggles becomes president.
Yeah. So, something else. I don't think Biden can win either, but.
I wouldn't say program, Joe. I would say trained. They're trained.
Program trained.
The moment they hear somebody speak up in the crowd, it doesn't matter what they're saying. They are trained to just talk over them.
It's
I don't know, dude, Nader. Like, there's a lot of young people in that video.
Karen's back behind Biden
Yeah,
right
there's
now.
a lot of young people in that video.
Anyway, so we're gonna quickly see what we can find from Karine Jean-Pierre.
It's gonna be my. I wanna see the Deuce Reamer. Not literally, but.
Is election denying a joke?
Oh yeah, pause this real quick. So
oh
no
my
context.
God, no,
Shut up. Context.
If you tell me to pause a video within 5 seconds of it starting one more fucking time,
no, we gotta give context behind this.
Smack the shit out of you.
We gotta give context behind this. So the other day, Biden went to, I forgot where it was, but he said, "Oh, it's good to be in whatever place that he was in where so and so is the real governor, but they're not actually the governor." So
in Georgia,
it may have been Georgia
because Stacey Abrams
may
probably
have been. Either way, he was making a joke about election denial basically, and but yet when
I'm pretty sure he was going to explain that.
Back it up.
Well, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. I just wanted to put that out there just in case.
Is election denying a joke now?
What do you mean? You have to say more than just make a random statement.
Why did the president say, "Hello, Virginia," and the real governor, Terry McAuliffe?
He was making a joke about Terry. He was making a joke. He was. I mean, if you play it back, it's clearly that the president was making a joke.
What's the joke?
He was making a joke about McAuliffe's previous term as governor.
How are you guys going to convince people, though, that this idea of denying election results is very bad if President Biden is going out and making jokes like this?
Get it,
He did
Dukes.
not deny. He did not deny it. He congratulated Governor Youngkin. Matter of fact, when he won his election, he did it out of the gate. Out of the gate, really, truly. He congratulated the governor, and not only that, we've had opportunities to work closely with the governor over the past couple of years, and this is a president that works across the aisle. We've seen that many times, and he was making a joke.
Interesting, because I don't think he was.
Liar!
Because when Republicans say things like that, it's not a joke. It's very serious and hate speech and dangerous talk. And
Do you want to know who I want to see at a debating podium?
people actually fight.
Her and the Deuce. I want to see him go at it toe to toe. I think that would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
He would rip her a new one.
Let's see.
I think we should actually have like presidential boxing matches.
Yeah, I think so too. But here's another one.
Thank you, Karine. Back to the border negotiations. Can you share anything about where the president stands on scaling back his parole authority?
I won't even. No. I hear you, and I get the red lines, and I get where we stand, maybe policy-wise on particular issues. There are negotiations happening, as you know. You hear me say this almost every time I've been at the podium for the past month or two, as we talked about this. But we want to be careful because we want to give them the space to have a good faith conversation, to have a good faith negotiations about what policy, real policy changes. I won't say substantial, but real meaningful policy changes that they can make to deal with the broken system that we see in the immigration system. I just don't want to get into characterizing or laying out or.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Thinking through what our policies are on particular issues, because we just don't want to get in the way of that. The moment I say something, the moment it goes into the room of the negotiations, and we just don't want to do that.
Oh shit, not good. Got it. And then, does the president have any response to at least 25 Republican governors signing a joint statement supporting Texas in its standoff with the U.S. at the border?
So here's what I would say. My message to those, how many governors in that?
These nuts. Got him! Got him!
I haven't used that once.
Letter?
I believe it's 25.
25 governors.
Okay, hold on. So, Dude Nader, I need to address this. Okay, so typically we do a segment called Clown at a Podium.
Shall I throw it up there?
Sure.
This is what it
up.
looks like. My bad.
I've got to change the graphic because I keep forgetting to do so because I'm busy at work and have
Life.
kids and
school
and I just don't have the fucking time of the day to do it. But we call Corinne Jean-Pierre Black Debbie because she looks like a black version of the Little Debbie snack cake mascot. And
she does though. She really does.
It's hilarious, and we shit on her constantly.
Nothing racial. It's just she literally looks like the Little Debbie girl.
Oh my God, she is so cringe though, for real.
But she is definitely cringe. Like,
her hair
so
reminds me of a
cringe.
'90s Justin Timberlake. Ramen noodles.
Anywho,
I would say to them that are they? You said Republican governors?
Yes.
I would say to them that if they truly want to help with the issue at the border, with the immigration system, that they need to talk to the congressional members, the senators in their state. That's what they need to do.
I would like to counter your offer and raise you the President of the United States. Because as the executive, his duty is to execute the law. Had to search for that image. Oh, the Little Debbie snack cake girl. Yes,
but are we right? Or are we right?
I mean, are we wrong though?
Yeah, I mean,
that's
she
the
does.
point.
She looks just like her.
She looks exactly like her. It's fucking hilarious. If I was any good at Photoshop, there would be. Yeah,
we should do it.
Yeah, we should. But I'm not good at Photoshop, so. Anyway,
I wonder if somebody else has noticed
again,
the
as the
resemblance.
executive of the United States, it is well within Joe Biden's purview to, I don't know, secure the fucking border.
Joe's like, what? That's my job. What?
True international average of pressure.
So, I think that you are full of shit.
Liar!
They need to ask them to make sure that they have the resources they need within their respective states to take action, right? To actually deal with a broken system. The way that we deal with it.
The system's not fucking broken. It's not. If you would enforce the fucking laws.
Why? Why?
It wouldn't be broken.
But they like it broken.
But you want it to be broken, just like Republicans want it to be broken.
They want it to be broken.
Because if it's broken, you can continue to run on it. So.
Come on, man.
Thank you.
This is legislatively. The way that we deal with this is for Congress to act.
What are you doing?
And so that's
I was
what
looking
those
to see if
25
anyone had else
Republican
seen the-
governors need to do. They really want to help. They really want to assist. They really want to see change with the immigration system. They really want to fix the challenges that we see at the border. Then they should talk to their senators and their congressmen.
You know what they
or
really want?
congresswomen who are in their states. That's how
Oh,
we
I know
get
what they
this
want.
going. And we are appreciative of the senators right now, both Republicans and Democrats, who are doing just that. And we want to come to a fight.
Nobody fucking cares. Green. Nobody cares. Literally nobody cares what you fucking think.
And she gets a
Smell like failure.
Anyway, now we are wrapping up the show because it's about that time. But for you new guys, we do enjoy to leave something a little bit more pleasant at the end of. Oh shit! We didn't talk about Trump.
Oh yeah.
We did not talk about the E. Jean Carroll defamation suit.
Oh, you don't know about that?
I've heard something about it.
He was only fined like 4 times what they, or no, 4 or 8 times
You told me 4.
what they were supposed to fine him. Yeah. Yeah, and his lawyer went full salted earth. Let's just pull that up. Here we go. Throw it up there. This is all we really have to say about it.
She looks like a shark.
No.
Yes.
I'm glad you asked me that question. No, I'm not having any second thoughts about representing President Trump. It is the proudest thing I could ever do. What I am having second thoughts about is the license that I stand here with that the people in there are supposed to have. I have not spoken because I respect my ethics while I'm on trial. But let me now speak about what has happened. I have sat on trial after trial for months in this state, the state of New York. Attorney General Letitia James, and now this. Weeks. Why? Because President Trump is leading in the polls, and now we see what you get in New York. So don't get it twisted, whoever asked me that question. I am so proud to stand with President Trump. But I am not proud to stand with what I saw in that courtroom. I'm not finished. Let me just finish and I'll take questions, please.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
Bitch. Before I walked into court, that judge decided that every single defense President Trump had, we were not allowed to raise in front of the jury. It is in writing, and I encourage the journalists, the real journalists, to take the minute to look at his orders. There was no proof. And I couldn't prove that she didn't bring in the dress. There was no DNA. There was no expert. My experts were denied. Two of them were denied to come in. They didn't let me bring up that Reid Hoffman funded Miss Kaplan. And you know what we got in there? That my witness, who was her friend, who said that she is a drug addict and the drug addict is herself. That friend, I found out in there, was paid for by Miss Kaplan's firm, and that is disgusting. That is a violation of everything I stand for, and that is why I stand with Trump. And that is why so many Americans are so proud that he is running again and so excited to run to the ballot box. But don't get it twisted. We are seeing a violation of our justice system. Ladies and gentlemen, you are not allowed to be stripped of every defense that you have. You are not allowed to be told that you can't bring it up. And imagine a point where a judge tells the lawyer, before your client, the former president of the United States, the leading candidate and obvious nominee for the Republican Party, before he takes the stand to defend himself, Ms. Haba, tell me the questions you're going to ask in open court and tell me exactly what he's going to respond. And then edited my questions, edited the response he was allowed to give. And guess what my client did? He took the stand. He abided by the rules of this corrupt system that I have seen. We will immediately appeal. We will set aside that ridiculous jury. And I just want to remind you all of one thing. I will continue with President Trump to fight for everybody's First Amendment right to speak. Everybody's a right to defend themselves when they are wrongfully accused, and to be able to say, I didn't do it. And to double and triple and quadruple down and say, this is wrong. This is wrong. But we are in the state of New York. We are in a New York jury, and that is why we are seeing these witch hunts, these hoaxes, as he calls them. And this is another one of them. Be brought in New York, in states where they know they will get juries like this. It will not deter us. We're fighting, and I assure you, we didn't win today, but we will. That was made in there, and the behavior I saw in there, some of which was reported widely today, gave us the most perfect record on appeal. And even if I needed it, which I don't, we were stripped of every defense, every single defense before we walked in there. And I am proud to stand with President Trump because he showed up, he stood up, he took the stand, and he faced this judge. And you know what? I'll continue to do so with him. Yes.
Hell yeah. But that, man, that is concerning. Like that, like how is that legal?
It's not.
Yeah.
That's the point. It's not. Anyway, any ideas for a funny to leave?
Man, over that break, I had so many funnies, and I can't even think of a single one. Let's see.
You are terrible.
If you want to be my girlfriend, there's 5 rules you gotta
Oh
follow.
no, absolutely the fuck not. First off, nothing from TikTok.
Well, that's pretty much all I got.
Yes, I'm aware. You know, we're gonna go Shane Gillis.
I was just about to say that. Get out of my brain. This is why we're married.
Yep.
Got it right. I was trying to find the funny. This one. But it's TikTok, so.
Unless you want to get the benefit.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
I was in George Washington slave quarters. By the way, the first thing you do when you walk into George Washington slave quarters is you go, ooh. Somehow worse than I thought they were going to be. It's rough, dude. That guy had a fucking dungeon. For real, you didn't know? I'm in there, and I'm by myself, and I'm like, you know, you remember that time, it was a tense fucking time in this country, and I'm in there by myself like, Jesus fucking Christ. And then I hear some footsteps coming down the path behind me, and now blocking the only exit of the room was a slave reenactor.
Oh, God.
They have those there. And he did not break character. I turned around, he was like, oh, well, hello there, sir. Jesus Christ, dude, please, you don't have to do the character. I'd give anything for you to not do that character. He didn't break. He was good. He was like, look at those clothes. You must be from the future. Hello, time traveler. I was like, no, I'm from right now. What are you doing out? Come here. No, I did not say that. Obviously, I didn't fucking say that. I didn't say a word. I was frozen. I was paralyzed with white guilt. I didn't say a word. And he knew what he was doing. He, for real, he knew what he was doing, dude. He wasn't giving me the George Washington tour. He was just drilling me with shit I didn't want to hear. He was hitting me with the, you remember that time, tense time. That guy walks in there and sees me. I know what I look like. I know exactly. I've got the body type of a guy who says, let's see the rest of the body cam footage before we jump to any conclusions. I know what I look like. He wasn't even giving me the George Washington tour. He was just telling me fucked up shit. He was talking about other people. He was like, Thomas Jefferson had about 6 slave children of his own. He only freed 2 of his own children during his lifetime. I was like, Jesus Christ. Isn't that a bummer? Thomas Jefferson literally enslaved some of his own children? Yeah. Now you know how I felt, dude. I was getting fucking drilled with this information. That's when I started playing possum a little bit. I was like, maybe I am a special needs guy. So he was hitting me with the fucking white guilt facts. I was... It was a battle, dude. It was like 2 wizards fighting. Finally, I won by just lowering my mask. He was mid-rant. Oh, shit. My bad, brother.
That's hilarious.
That's not the one that I wanted.
That's pretty funny, though.
He's pretty fucking funny. I like the one where he's talking about hanging off the...
This is the one.
Like, I can't believe we defeated the British. So, I know how we did it. We had a fucking 6'2", red-headed Florida guy out in the woods just waiting for those dude. 6'2" in 1770, that's like 6'10" today. Red hair, horse teeth, a sword, just... You want to tax me? You know how terrifying that guy was coming out of the woods? Some 5-foot British guy. Oh! What's wrong? It's George. You know what happened that day when George crossed the Delaware? It was Christmas Day, and it was a bit of a massacre because George caught the British off guard because the British absolutely correctly assumed. They were like, only you guys are going to try to cross this icy river today in a rowboat. Fortunately for them, our first president was on the other side of that river. Like, get in the boat, we got to kill these motherfuckers.
Oh, that's good.
I fucking love Shane Gillis, man.
Oh, oh, oh.
Oh my God. No.
Just
They also love tits. You missed the tits.
The American Civil War, I love it. Yeah, bro. You ever go to the Nashville battlefield here?
Dude, we used to do, when I was growing up, we used to do CWRs all the time, man.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, we'd be at them, man. We got to be we got to do the drum a few times. What else? I got to be like a soldier's son.
I used to go CWRs constantly.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Oh, because of Lancaster.
I was in Gettysburg. I grew up right next to Gettysburg.
Man.
Dude, the reenactments were fucking crazy.
Fucking, we should have fucking won, boy.
No, you guys stunk, dude.
we
fucked you guys up. When we took the gloves off, the North just rained down on them, dude.
But, well, you know where we fucked up is we kept a lot of the brothers out of the fight.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Obviously.
If we'd have had a plan to get, I think, get a little bit more, gets a bit more urban. Yeah, we kept it way too, I think, honkied out.
Yes. Yeah. Towards the end, the Union was like, get the brothers in also.
Yeah.
Shit started.
Oh, dude.
Got bad.
But you guys had a lot of.
Darn it.
I don't know why you guys won. I guess we probably had some disorganization. I bet, and I think
you guys. The South was much better. The generals were better.
Yeah,
it was organized better. Like Lee and fucking Stonewall
borders,
Jackson and Longstreet. Those guys were beasts.
Yeah,
that's why they were even in the fight, was because of how good they were.
Oh wow!
Because the Union outnumbered them, more industry, more guns.
But they just didn't have that streets. They didn't have that.
They had pussies.
That ditch smarts.
They had pussies at general.
Yeah,
allegedly. I don't want to besmirch these guys.
But I could say probably maybe they had some real nerds up there.
Yeah,
I could see that.
They had nerds. They were all West Point guys, but they were all. Like there's a guy named McClellan who just wouldn't.
Oh yeah, George.
Yeah, he just wouldn't attack.
Yeah.
And they're like, you got to go. Lincoln was like, go, dude.
People from the woods are yelling, boo. Oh, that's crazy, man.
Sherman and Grant, dude. Sherman came down and gave you guys what for?
He got fucking lucky. Pull up a picture of Sherman, Mr. Sherman, Civil War.
He was the man.
Let's get a look at him.
I have his picture hanging in my house.
Do you really?
I got Sherman and Grant. And Custer. And
John George Brown. Custer?
Yeah.
And he was the one dating Indians as well, I think.
That's the one with his arms crossed, crazy hair.
A lot of DIY, man. A lot of dating Indians yourself. You know, they had a lot of those dudes was out there.
Are you still having problems
with fucking Theo Vaughn?
I have the shit I just filter out of his fucking mouth. Although I used to do every time you'd have to do a report on a president. Guess who was my president? I would always pick
Who?
Grant.
Really?
I swear to God, my mom was like, "Why would you pick a fucking alcoholic?" What?
However,
that's
dude,
fucking cool.
Dude, I had a liberal one time that I saw on his Facebook. Like I forgot what the issue was going on at the time, but it said something about like remember Sherman's march to the sea, and I'm like, bro, that's not something to be proud of. Like he killed women and children. He killed everything in his path. Like that's not a good thing. Like that dude was a bad savage, not a good savage.
Let's see.
Why white people like country music?
I want to watch that one. Why white people like country music?
Hold on. Let's see. Oh, here we go.
We'll be right back.
I will say this. The one thing that sucked about Trump losing was because I just figured out kind of how to do his voice. Which that's kind of a bummer it's not hard to do Trump. It's all you have to do just do that a second off from where it should be in the sentence. And then you don't have to sound like him. All you have to do is get his cadence down. It's very easy. All you have to do is describe something and then say you described it that way. That's it. It's every time. What a big room this is. I walked in here, I said, wow, what a big room. Every time. Austin. A lot of homeless. I walked in here, I said, wow, that's a lot of homeless. You guys got a lot of homeless. What are you guys doing about it? Whatever you guys are doing is not working. So just switch. I don't know what to do either. But do something. A lot of tents. Why? It's been making me laugh thinking about Trump, like, not understanding why people are homeless. I walked down, I saw him, I said, why? Are you living in tents? I could never, these guys. You got to do, the easiest way to do
That's
Trump
funny.
is like the
That guy's hilarious.
speech Trump when he's doing a rally. Trump.
Okay.
Because it's just in the back of your throat.
Okay.
The greatest country.
The greatest country.
Okay.
A little bit.
The greatest country.
Don't do this, do this.
The greatest
That's-
country.
Don't move at all. Only move your hand.
All right. Don't move my body.
you're sitting,
Move your shoulders, just your
all right.
hands.
If you're
The
sitting,
greatest country.
sit like that if you're sitting.
Don't. First of all, don't. Okay. So sit like this.
Don't.
Yeah.
The greatest country.
The best country.
The best country.
Wow, what a country.
Wow, what a country.
A lot of Asians.
A lot of Asians.
Maybe too many Asians.
Maybe too
There
many
might be
Asians.
too many Asians. That's pretty good.
Yeah. What, Mr. Trump? How do you feel about gay rights?
I like it, but they're going a little overboard with the dancing. A lot of dancing. I don't know about that.
Welcome to speed dating. Each of you is going to meet for about 3 minutes.
Oh, this is
And you're gonna
beautiful.
hear This buzzer, okay? And when that goes off, we're going to move to the next table. Tana.
Oh, God.
What are you doing here?
I was asked to speak at this hotel. It turns out there's some type of pussy banquet going on.
Give us another that we haven't heard. You could do so many good impressions.
You got a good Trump.
Your Trump's good. Oh, fuck.
Can we do a Trump off?
No,
A
we're
Trump
not doing
off.
Trump off. He's got a good
Trump
Trump.
off.
Trump
Trump off.
Trump thing.
I'd do it.
I've never
I'd
heard
do it.
yours.
Very good. Very good.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's very good. There's a lot of guys doing. A lot of people doing me. You're a very good impersonator.
Oh, he does a good one.
Nice at it.
Not bad. Not bad. Now, Jamie. Joe DeRosa, what a pig. Disgusting pig. I would love to put the country on your shoulders, but Joe, it might slide off. I'm a very good comedian. I could be a comedian. Wow. A lot of guys say Joe's built like a worm. I don't say that. But Joe is built like a worm. He looks like the Men in Black aliens grew up. I don't even need a date, but I'll get a date if I want a date. You can go on Tinder. Have you heard of this? There's Tinder. You go beep boop pop, and there's pussy.
He's like, and it was because of the debates. That's what did it, dude. That's how we got Trump. These debates. And the first one is the best one. So it's a Republican primary. Everyone's up on stage, and they're all still doing their political shit. So like the first couple guys that talk are like, "I'm from Kentucky, and I love education." And the crowd's like, "Nice." We didn't know what was coming. And then the next guy's like, "I'm from Georgia, and I love religion." And the crowd's like, "Pretty good. This is a good one. This is a heated debate." And then it finally got to Trump's turn to talk, and he was just like, "Rand Paul is ugly?" And the whole crowd was like, "Oh! We didn't know you could do that in this. You can just do that as your thing?" There's one debate. He's like in the middle of it going back and forth about the economy with Ted Cruz. They're literally talking about the economy, and in the middle of it, he's just like, "Ted's wife, ugly as a dog." Holy shit, dude. And Ted was like, "I'm from Texas. You don't talk about a man's family like that. You've got a dog wife, Ted." It was like, everyone knows.
All right.
Have you guys seen Jamie Foxx's Trump?
It's incredible.
I got tagged in that 9,000 times. It's the only Trump I've ever heard that's better than yours.
Oh, it's better? Well, black people are better at things.
This is a challenge.
It's really
Is it
good.
better?
Jamie Foxx.
I don't saw like, where is this road taking
Yeah, I
me?
knew the next couple. Nope. He's a black guy. Black guys, they're okay. Pretty good.
I'm not gonna do it.
read
I can't read this. I'm not doing it. Dude, some people are way better at the conversational Trump. I can't do that. Like the.
What are you
We're
going
doing
to
this,
do in
we're doing
2024,
that.
Mr. Trump? Is it you haven't announced you're running again?
I haven't
but-
announced it. The crooked FBI. They went into my house. Not good. They didn't find anything.
Okay. That's going to be it for us tonight, guys. It's been a great show. Glad to be back. Unfortunately, not here next week.
Remember too.
Remember, like, comment, subscribe, smash the bell icon on YouTube. You'll always be notified when we go live. And whatever the equivalent for Rumble is for that, do that.
Hit that rumble so you'll always.
Rumble.
Dude Nader, Ironside, great to have you in the chat tonight. But we'll see you again in 2 weeks, I hope.
Yep.
So
2 weeks.
8 o'clock Central Standard Time.
Why are you talking to your mic, woman?
Damn, people
No, I can't hear you.
Hello.
Nope, your mic's gone.
I'm sure people.
I don't know. They probably heard her. Anyway, it's been a good show, and I'm Justin.
I'm Joe.
I'm Kate.
Tally ho, lads.
Where's the?